Welcome, welcome everybody to today's stream. Hope you had a nice day so far. Welcome, welcome. There we go. Let's play some Fractals. And we have some giveaways going on today. So not yet, but we will have the giveaway starting in around half an hour. And then we can do some 125 gold. 125 gold 4 times. That's what we're gonna give away. Welcome, Acolyte. Welcome, welcome. Hope you had a nice day so far. And yeah, let's just enjoy some Fractals together. As always, if you have any questions, let me know. I'm always happy to debate some stuff or give you some answers if you're a new player, for example. Don't be shy. I try to answer as fast and as correctly, of course, as possible. So yeah, I mean, let's see what we can do today. And let's see what the pugging brings, you know. You never know what how the fractal group actually turns out to be, you know. I'm always the alacrity heal, apparently. That's what I'm gonna be in jail for the next 2 years, apparently. Alacrity heal chronomancer, that's what I'm always playing, because that's the only thing that pugs apparently look for. Yeah, but I mean, what can I say? Apparently that's what I play now. It's also a very good place to carry people, so I guess that's fine for me. It's just always nice to have a good DPS as well, but we never know what we get, so let's hope we get a good DPS in our group here. So just killing the mobs here and just waiting for our last player. That's actually AFK for the last 5 minutes. Okay. Leeching here. Okay, I see. I'm so excited for the patch, for the upcoming balance patch. I'm excited as really, because the thing is, I have like already 3 to 5 build videos that I really want to do. Yeah, so I really think those builds will be amazing. For example, I think Alacrity Heal Vindicator will be really fun to play after the patch. Welcome, Filthy. Welcome. I think the solo Tempest build will be really good in open world after the patch. And I personally also think, and that's the interesting part, I think the Staff Necromancer will be really fun to play as well. I'm not sure if it will be crazy good in PvE, if it can compete against Chronomancer, probably not. But at least I have a lot of builds that I can try out and don't have to play the same builds that we played like the last 2 years. Welcome, okay, welcome. So will be exciting times next week. So I can't wait for the balance patch. Nice, glad that you still. I mean, I guess that's good. Thanks for watching then. Yeah, I mean, Filthy, I was like in some kind of video rampage when I released my videos, and I think it's actually because a lot of people always ask me on stream how to do this fractal and stuff, and I wanted to make a commentary where I really dedicate all my attention to telling you how to do this fractal, how to play it, and why I do stuff. Because on stream I try to make that clear, what is actually happening and stuff, but of course I'm also playing, I'm trying to talk to chat at the same time, so often it's not always the best thing to actually commentate the fractal. So if I have my, so to say, my concentrate. Why did they start? What? Someone wrote in chat 30 seconds and then they started instantly after that. So good. Such a disrespect. Yeah, but what I meant to say is, if I tell you on stream how to do a fractal, it's always a little bit more chaotic than if I would just record the fractal and tell you afterwards. That's why I try to release these videos together, because they are somewhat easy to make, and I think help people that actually want to get into Fractal CMs. And that's what we need. We need more people in Fractal CMs, in raids and stuff. So if you have questions, always ask. I want to have a more alive community in those game modes. Yeah, it's true. I'm sorry that they feel like way more, how can I say? intense in my, I really have to be fast and tell you the information there, because otherwise I had to stop every single few seconds to explain a thing. So I want to be fast, explain every single mechanic while having the video playing in the background, so that you get actually some kind of feeling for how long this fractal usually takes. That's the whole idea. Staying concentrated, exactly. Was good. Fully planned, I would say. So booning up our party here. Very good. This is so broken. It's insane. Yeah, I mean, I actually, it's so crazy, you know. I don't like this fractal that much, but I play it almost every day. It's so funny to see that. I was struggling doing weekly vault missions. Unfortunately, a friend tried to show me those can be a game mode, that the missions can be. Exactly. The Wizard's Vault things, where you can select which game mode you want to play, is amazing, especially for a new player when you don't want to play World vs. World PvP or all that kind of stuff yet. Or if you want to get it really fast and you just want to have some fun in PvP, I think that's also fine. I think this is really cool, the feature, and it's quite hidden. So I'm always happy if people actually see that feature and then can complete rather the vault feed things way faster. So yeah, I made a video about it and mentioned that, but of course it's a while back and not everyone watches those videos. So it's really good if people know. It should be a little bit more clear, I would say. This player has lost a lot of health. That's a bad stack. No. I mean, you see the difference, like almost 8k difference in terms of DPS from one Harbinger and the other one. That's actually, that's a skill diff. That's the crazy part. You can see the skill diff, same build, different skill level. You see the difference there. I'm not judging anyone, you know, it's like completely okay. They are not dying, and they do the mechanic. I'm fine with that. It's just funny to see that if you play the same build, you get an 8k difference. Yeah, just same build, probably same gear, and they have an 8k difference. It's crazy. Swimmer the Legend? I hope so. Come back, guys. Give some boons. Let's do the thing while we do the split phase. That's not a problem, I guess. Always wait here until you go back, because if you go back now, you will get one shot from this attack. So now we have wait. The attack is over, we can come back. That's always like, do I have another one of those? Oh no, it's not good. Why am I targeted by 2 of those? I hate when this happens. It's so weird. It's so weird. Sometimes this fractal is not that buggy, but when that happens, I'm always like, hopefully we don't wipe, because sometimes it's really annoying. Yeah, that's what I meant. I'm always targeted by those attacks now. That's so annoying, so bad. Yeah, we will have a giveaway in a bit, so don't worry. Thanks for the follow, really appreciate it. And now I can finally give my friends some boons again. Oh, this guy is a little bit pressured. And he's standing on the other side of the arena, so I can't heal. Impulse bought the new piano. Oh my god. So you can be the full piano player. I think this is a really cool feature. I think you can see they put some effort into the gem store still. So that's cool for people that actually enjoy that. But obviously it's not for everyone. I personally don't mind those things, so I don't buy them at all. It's really just novelties is really something that I don't use at all. The only thing that I use is the Executioner's Axe toy to run faster in Dungeons and Fractals and that kind of stuff. But that's about it. But I think it's cool that they add some kind of really interesting novelties like the piano. It's harder to play in the game than in real life. That's interesting. I have not tried, so I can't tell you. I actually don't know how hard it is in Guild Wars 2, I have to be honest. And for me, probably would be really hard in both situations, so... yeah. I just, I would rather play my Elementalist and press a lot of attacks there and feel like I'm playing piano. I have more skill in that than playing the piano in real life or in the game. That much is for sure. Okay, get some. Oh, that was bad. We should have gone for the break bar. It's fine either way. I think we will not wipe anymore. Can people around you hear the music? I think so, yeah. I think that's the whole idea behind that, yeah. But it's actually quite hard, I would say. It's not an easy thing to do. It's not like it plays itself. At least if you don't have any macros installed. But I guess that's cool. A game inside a game, something like that. That's an interesting thing for sure. Worth setting gear for Renegade if they make some changes in the patch. I would say Renegade is not changed too much. So I think gearing up a Renegade right now, especially if it's a DPS version of it, not the healing one, it's actually quite fine. I think the healing version, I actually predict that there will be some heavy changes to it coming with the next expansion, so I'm not sure if you want to really invest a lot of effort into that. But I think healing Renegade anyway is just some kind of meme. I would typically more play and some kind of Alacrity DPS or full DPS Renegade. So I think there is nothing that will change too much and you can easily equip it already. I'm pretty sure about that. Thanks for all the follows, appreciate it. We will start the giveaway in like 20 minutes or something. No, my player died. There we go. I gotcha. Yeah, smooth. 3 different skill bars that you need to cycle through. 1 to 9, F1 to F5 buttons are all used, and there's 3 sets of those skills to switch between nodes. Insane. I mean, that sounds really cool. You know, that's actually a lot of effort put into a gem store item. I'm actually quite surprised that they put so much effort into those skill bars and stuff, and they just put it in a gem store, because then only a fraction of the players actually get that. So I feel like it would be way cooler if they would add that baseline and then give a lot of skins or something in the gem store. Then they can sell it. But apparently that's not the way they did it, because that's like a lot of work into something that not that many people actually engage with. Sadly, you know, it's completely fine if you do, of course. But I'm just saying it's like a lot of development time going into one thing that is just in a gem store. Yeah. He died after the fight was over. I didn't notice that you died there. It was crazy. Yeah. I failed them, yeah, that's true. Yeah, we will start the giveaway after this fractal. Yeah, so a few more minutes and we will start the giveaway. So it is not open yet. It's not open yet, I repeat. Oh, come on, guys. Downtime longer than the real fractal. Yeah, true. The healer, it's always blame the healer, you know? The fight is over, you just randomly die to self-inflicted condition on a Harbinger. It's obviously the healer's fault. Yes, true. Come on. Thanks, finally. You try to be, so to say, the musician in game then. I see. That was a very close CC. I did like every single bit of CC there. But I think we have enough DPS to actually make it worthwhile. Three people greeting for DPS here? I guess, yeah, I guess. Nice, good job, we did it. Yeah, it's a decent group. But you can see the clear difference. This is a condition virtuoso, and it has way less DPS, even though this player probably plays it quite well. They have way less DPS than the Condi Harp. At least the better one of those two. And this is actually insane how you can see that builds that are ranged, builds that are very similar in what they actually provide. If you play them well, and if you're playing a lot of, so to say, aggressive specs, you can see the difference in real fights, how much the actual number changes a lot. It's crazy. It's insane. I think either they fixed that bug or I'm trolling here. It happened yesterday as well that I couldn't get the... Oh, that was actually insane. I couldn't get the correct spot to stand there without getting hit by the attack. It's fine. We'll kill it anyway. After 6 months of playing, I think I'm ready to commit to one character and open my first Ascended gear set. Yes, very good. In the end, you did it. That's the thing. You have to commit at some point. And if you get the full Ascended gear, then you are, so to say, you know that this is your main, and you can, after a while, play other builds as well. If you then swap, for example, the Ascended gear around, or just enjoy the character for what it is. After a while, you can go for Legendary as well. I think this is the first step of going for multi-classing. Just getting one character dedicated as your main to farm for other characters as well. It's really cool, and you will see how fast it actually goes after a while to gear new characters. It's just the first one that takes a while. Yeah. Don't worry, Akko. That takes a while, but you will get there. And it is actually a fun process. Don't forget, it's only once that you do it. Yeah, Condi Hub is really good. That's the thing. Especially in Fractals. In the Condi Fractals, it's a really, really good thing, for sure. It's not for everyone. It's quite fast-paced, and it's I would say not the easiest build to play. But if you can play it, it's actually really, really strong. Really, really strong. Welcome, Mayo. Welcome. As always, if you have any questions, please let me know. I'm always happy to answer stuff. Oh, they are greeting again for DPS. They can't give up. They always greet for DPS and stand there. I got them, but if you have a Firebrand here, I'm not sure if they actually survive that all the time. Very good. Welcome, Gale. Welcome. He made me into this abomination of 9 classes. I'm not from Yeah, I mean, I can see why you wouldn't like to play multiple classes, but I would say this is like the spice of Guild Wars 2, you know? Having to stick to one character, one build all the time, I feel like you burn out way faster than if you would play just a lot of different classes. I'm not joking. I really think so. But of course, as a new player, play one class that will provide you the most amount of value in the first few 100 hours, I guess. After a while, you can then easily learn new builds, new classes, and that kind of stuff. I had really bad experiences in the last few days with Firebrands. You know, I was dying on Bone Skinner. I did dodge every single attack, and I died on Bone Skinner because my heal Firebrand just said, nah, I don't heal you. You know, this is like, that's why I don't really like to recommend new players and in general in my stream advertise Firebrand anymore. I feel like a lot of people that I met think Firebrand is the be and end all, but it's like, it's just not true. It's until you perform as well, it's like you will wipe a lot of groups without even knowing it. It's really important that you understand Firebrand is quite hard to play. It's one of the hardest supporters to play. At least one of every elite. I'm a professional tourist. Exactly. That's what you do. Every single class. Ooh, that was very close. Still get the spread here. And we have to get the Sorrow. Nice. But I lost my quickness. That's not that nice. Yeah, I don't know. I feel like one-tricking one class, to be honest, if you only play it, for example, you only play Firebrand in every single game mode, I think that's actually quite hardcore. I agree. But if you play like very casually, just one character and just play, for example, Reaper all the time, I think it can be very softcore as well. It highly depends on how you play this class. For example, if you really play every single build Firebrand has to offer, for example, that might be quite tryhard as well. But if you just play the same build in every single game mode and just play the same class everywhere and don't swap around any time or any when, it's actually, I would say, not hardcore. It depends highly how you do that. But I agree, it could be quite hardcore as well to just stick to one class all the time and really try to master that one. So let's go for the CC again. I'm not sure if we can get that though. Don't have a Moa anymore. It's fine. We will get it. Thanks, Aorki, for the tier 1. Really appreciate it. Thanks a lot. Thanks for your support. In the upcoming giveaway, you have a slightly higher chance of winning now. We will do it after this Fractal, so don't worry. You have a chance of winning. You all have a chance of winning, actually. So give me a second. I will set up the giveaway. So I think it should be, yeah, you should see it. You can type !ticket or !enter in the chat. This is a Twitch giveaway, so you have to be a Twitch follower to enter, or to win rather. And subscribers get triple the luck. We will do a 125 gold giveaway, and we will do that 4 times this stream. So that's what we're gonna do. Thank you for the follows, appreciate it. And yeah, I hope you still enjoy the stream while we let the giveaway run for a while. This is to celebrate my 1K follower milestone on Twitch. So that's really nice. Thanks, Grandmaster. Really appreciate it. The Prime. Thanks for the sub. You have now higher luck of winning. So let's see if that turns out well. Yesterday we did 500 gold giveaway as well. Actually, no sub won, so maybe you are lucky today. What is it? Oh, it's no pain, no gain. Oh no. No pain, no gain. That's not good. Now I have to do every single mechanic. That's not what we want. Because now we have the boons as well, which is always quite a bit annoying. Now I have to take care of the boon rip as well while doing the stability, while doing everything else. It's like really a big jail here to play everything in one build. I mean, if I can provide perma stability, that's probably good enough. Come on, guys. Come on, come on. Good. Yeah, exactly. I think boons on Scorveld can already be quite annoying. And then if you are the stability provider, you are the healer, you are the mechanics dealer with the arcane theory, and then you also have to CC and that stuff. I think this can be quite challenging. I have to really focus here and really count how long my stability lasts for my allies, and check if it's like already time to use my stability skills again. Because I can actually upkeep it quite close to permanently if I have the signet. But as I don't have the signet, I have to take arcane theory. It's actually not possible to permanently upkeep it. So I have to be really like checking if there's an attack incoming that actually knocks back. If so, I have to give stability. No, there we go. I don't boon rip here. And wait for my allies to come, provide stability again, and I think we should be fine for now. Welcome, Alpha. Welcome, welcome. I think Legendary is worth chasing in general. I would not go for a weapon first, other than a spear. Spear is the only thing that is really, really good to chase on multiple classes, because all classes can use a spear nowadays with Jantivalds. I would not go for other weapons though. For example, if you use a focus or even worse, it's a longbow. All that weapons, they only really good on a single class or multiple, let's say 3 classes, and you have like 9. So it's not that good to play, for example, for longbow as a legendary, but going for trinkets is really good. Going for armor is really good. And those are just very worthwhile to get. Maybe tell me the classes that you play and I can give you a little bit more feedback. But in general, that's my recommendation. Yeah, maybe with staff, maybe, I guess. Welcome, my charlatan. I got 100 CM title yesterday, but I'm not familiar with Gluttony. We tried doing a training run with my guildies and we took an eternity despite having Scrapper with 12 stacks on Rift Phase. How does the Gluttony mechanic work? So Gluttony, Scrapper is okay, but I would say Willbender and Catalyst are actually better on Gluttony. Gluttony works like every single hit that you do on an attack is applying damage to the boss. It's like a lifesteal attack. And that means that you really want to have very fast attacks. They don't need to hit very hard. That's why you can blade it on a Willbender or can play on a Catalyst, where you just have a lot of small hits that are all really, really, so to say, potent with the lifesteal. And on Scrapper, it works okay as well, but typically on Scrapper, I would rather take the Rage, which is just improving your power DPS. So that's what I would do. And in general, the combination there is like, yeah, the orbs is really important. It's about really understanding that you have to play like perfectly on the DPS rotation. Oh my god, we have to do it again. Yeah, so the DPS really matters really hard in Lonely Tower CM. So if you have a really high DPS group that has also does the orb mechanic, it will be very smooth. If you have a really good group that does all the mechanics but has really bad DPS, you will notice it and it will be horrible as well. This is the important part, yeah. Yeah, it's like really, I think this is like the Fractal gets way easier if you play it as a Willbender or as a Catalyst. It's really like the difference is insane if you do this with those classes. It's like so crazy. It's like if it was designed for those classes. It's crazy, yeah. So play Necromancer, I'm interested in Warrior and Elementalist. Then I would say probably... depends on what game mode you're playing, but I think in general Sword would be probably a really safe bet. And maybe Warhorn could also be very nice from the weapons perspective. But like I said, I think light armor classes is probably then light armor is probably legendary quite a good choice then. We don't have any reflex, do we? Yeah, that's probably my suggestion. But I have a video on my YouTube channel where I talk about which legendaries you should go for in general for all classes. So you can check that out as a tier list and its rating, so to say, legendary armor and sigils and all that kind of stuff in one tier list. So maybe that helps. Yeah, exactly. I think the problem is gluttony is really like if you are the person that does gluttony and you are just not as experienced as other people, you will work really, really completely make this run way harder. That's the problem. If you have, like, it really matters only that you have a crazy good gluttony in your group, and then the rest doesn't need to be that good, because everything else is not that important. But gluttony has to be on point. That's really the thing. Yeah. So I cheat the bomb so that we can skip the mechanic in the middle, where we have to stand there, because if we are, so to say, holy shit, I thought my invulnerability still lasted. It was so close. That was crazy. I pressed it and it instantly killed me just after it ran out. I really thought it, oh my god, it's already me again. Staff, Rival, I think Sword is the best legendary in general for legendary. Spear and Sword is the best because Sword can be used in every single class as well as Spear. Those two are by far the best options, yeah. Yeah, but I mean, congrats to you, Charlatan, that you got the title, because that's like, I would say, the biggest hurdle to get this. Yeah. So the thing is, if I GG here, if I have the bomb, that means that my party does not need to do the animal mechanic in the middle at all. We can just ignore it because I will not explode. No one will take damage. That means that they can just DPS the boss. That's the whole thing. So we will skip by. If we skip, we actually have 4 people that deal DPS. It's really good if it's the healer, actually. If the boons are already up and we don't need to reflect and stuff, because then they have 4 DPS on the boss and can just deal more damage. No one has to split and do some other mechanics. That's the idea. They were greeting quite hard here for the DPS, but that's fine. If you unlock one legendary sword, can you equip it both on main hand and offhand at the same time? No, you need to have 2 for those. So if you want to have 2 of the same weapon, you have to have 2. That's why I have 4 swords. So I can run sword, 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 if I really wanted to. It's not necessary on any build, but that's what I do, yeah. That's the sad part, yeah. Yeah, Gluttony is insane. It's really skewed. You can't compare Gluttony DPS to Rage DPS or to even the Green DPS, for example. It's not possible. Yeah, no problem. Always happy to explain stuff. It's just like, you have to ask. I can't explain everything here in Fractals because I just do it all the time. It's really important that you ask the question what you don't understand. Yeah, I really go for legendaries as well, just for the convenience. I don't use the skin most of the time, or if I use it, I just use it because I'm too lazy to change it to my character's look right now. I'm not joking. I have like over 100 legendaries and I'm still not really... Oh my god, how many bombs can you get in one Fractal run? It's actually insane. Yeah, okay, I guess my party decided to not do this. That's okay. So you can also just ignore it here, but you can only do it once. After that, we might wipe. So this is just our quickness DPS said, nah, I will not take care of it. Yeah, Rage is like, I really would like to do those fractals daily, but I really fear pucking this is like very horrible because you have just a bad Rage DPS, you have a bad healer, or you have a bad Gluttony, and if you have a bad Gluttony, it feels like the fractal is almost undoable. It's really, really bad. So I really don't like pucking 100 CM, even though it's, in my opinion, not that bad to actually play. It's actually one of the easier challenge mods, I would say. Hello guys, please. We are vibing here. It's actually insane that I'm like, I got like 5 bombs in this fractal, and I was like the only one doing anything about it, which was either GGing or was like trying to kill the anomaly, which I can't because I'm the healer. I don't have enough damage for that. It's actually quite crazy. They are greeting so hard for DPS. They are actually quite decent players, but they just say, nah, the other one will take care of it. It's so crazy. They just completely ignored it. They say, nah, I greet for DPS. Exactly. It's crazy. I don't get that mindset. For me, it's always like, yes, DPS is good. It's so good. It's so good. They just greet for DPS and think that that's the way how they get more DPS. No, we wipe. We have to restart it now. Crazy. Yeah, I mean, I try my best to make the stream interactive, entertaining, and also, so to say, a little bit like educational as well at the same time. Okay, it's me again. I think it's completely rigged. It's always me. It's actually insane. Did you notice how many bombs I got? I got like, this is the 6th time that I got a bomb in this fractal. It's crazy. I mean, I don't mind it. I think as the healer, it's actually okay to do it all the time. But I never had that many bombs in one run. It's actually insane. Let's see how many I can get. Yeah, exactly. They just want to kill me. I mean, it's okay. Better than just having greeting DPS there. That they don't go there just in the last seconds, for example. Okay, Unstrip. It's me again. It's actually insane. This is insane. What? This is actually crazy. That's actually crazy. I think it's bugged. It's always me. Oh, it's so good. Yeah, don't forget to enter the giveaway. Exclamation mark enter. You have to be a Twitch follower to win. Subscribers get three times the luck. And we will draw the winner, I would say, after the challenge modes are done here in this fractal and then the next one. So let's see. We have one, no, maybe 2 more bombs. So maybe I get all of them. Let's see. That would be very interesting. Yeah, it's quite a high power level. It's me again. It's crazy. I think it's actually really, it's not rolling anymore at this point. Crazy, what? I never saw that happen. Like, that's actually insane. Rigged? Yes, it's like the 6th or 7th time in a row that I got a bomb. I'm not even sure if anyone else got any bombs in this fractal. I didn't see it. I didn't check. Maybe there's one more. Maybe I can get one more before we kill. would be nice. I want to see one more. Nah, I think we kill before that. That's okay. Okay, it's not me this time. I think, well, very good, we did it. Any tips on funding all the Arena skins? The amount of memories and Jade Moonstones are insane. I mean, nowadays they're actually cheaper. So when I did it back then, it was like insane. The prices was like at least 2 times or 3 times the value. I was one of the first that got this, and it was insane how much it cost back then. So it's just it's a big grind. It's like the ultimate endgame goal, you know, getting this title here. It takes a while. Just have fun, get your gold, and play the game for as long as you can. And then you will get the title in the end. I can't give you any tips on getting more gold other than just playing what you like and don't burn out. It's really like the biggest tip I can give you. Don't burn out. You will get there in the end. It just takes a while. I think I got it 4 times in a row, but I got it before then in art as well and in the first try of Arc as well. So I got like, I think 6 or 7 if I count multiple tries as well. It's actually insane. I think I never got so many bombs in a row. Crazy. Yeah, the event is horrible, but I feel like the event is like if you park one character there of your, so to say, characters that you don't use that often, and you just log in whenever you want to do that and put it in the shared inventory slot, the item that you need to enchant or whatever it's called, then it's doable. Yeah, I did it a while ago, and it's doable. It takes a while. Yes, it's annoying, but I think it's okay. Yeah, the burnout is really, this is the problem. It's like really the thing is not getting there, getting the gold for it. It's just that you really have to play and don't burn out. You know, you will get there. It just takes a while. And if you burn out before then, you will not get there. But if you just get a little bit less gold in gold farming and stuff, but you don't burn out, then you will get it in the end. So really play it slow, take it slow, and you will get there. That's my biggest tip there. Nice, nice, nice. I mean, the DPS is good. They're really greeting for DPS, but I feel like that's paying off in fractals where they don't have to do any anomalies. So let's say 5 more minutes for the giveaway, then we will draw the first winner. Let them jump to us, please. Welcome. Welcome, Nightly. Welcome, welcome. Yes, this is the Fractal CM. That's correct. It's the full Fractal CM run that we are doing, except 100, because I don't really want to pack that as a healer. You never know what kind of DPS players you get, so... Yeah, but this is 96 CM. Yes, that's correct. It's one of my favorite, if not my favorite Fractal. I think it's really well done Fractal with a lot of cool boss encounters with some nice puzzle games in between. It's just really nice. I really like that one. Maybe together with Shattered Observatory. Those two are really nice. So it's obviously opinionated. Maybe you have some kind of other opinion on that, but I feel like those two are really, really good Fractals. Okay, let's go for the pull. Nice, the Necromancer got the pull as well. Get the Moa, good. How interesting would it be if they bring no downstat to CM Fractals for more rewards? That would be amazing. I think that should be like some kind of challenge mode. That would be so good. I would really like that. Because that would not actually speed or delay the Fractal in any way. You would just play it a little bit better. Yeah, you won't be slower because they will not increase the health pools of the bosses, but it will take longer if you fail all the time. So I feel like that would actually be a really cool thing if the rewards are good enough for that. But I really doubt they will do anything as tryhard as that. I really think ArenaNet is really like going for, come on, for being not as tryhard. They really want to make it a casual, friendly game, and they don't really commit that hard. I really think they tried with Chantervalds, with the CMs for raids, for the Fractal coming out, for the convergences. I think they really tried to make challenge modes, and I really think they failed at most of them. I think the challenge modes are not as good as they used to be, and I also think that not a lot of people engaged with it, and that's the problem. That I'm pretty sure that they say, okay, next time we will focus on less different content and will maybe just do 1 CM or something like that, and not for every single part of PvE. That's my prediction there. Maybe it should be raids, but I think in raids there are a lot of mechanics that already one-shot you. You know, that just look at Sabetta, Flame Wall, all that kind of stuff. There are already a lot of one-shot mechanics. Whereas in Fractals, I would say that's actually way more likely that you go downstage because you just don't get the Condi cleanses. You just miss an attack pattern that you don't dodge and stuff. So I personally think it's in Fractals it would actually be more interesting in my opinion. Just delete the power creep. Yeah, I guess. Yeah, I mean, I think the problem is if they would just nerf the boon duration down by like crazy amounts, then that would just alienate all the players that they play Fractals regularly because they are just, you know, they like to play with all the boons. So why would you would have to make completely different builds? You have to play it completely differently, in my opinion, if you don't have all the boons. And this is just very annoying. I think it would be very annoying. I think nerfing down the healing is another thing that might be very interesting. I'm not sure if it's like the thing that fixes CMs or makes it so to say that people want to engage with it. I really think that it's really hard to get into CMs in Fractals, even though the CMs are really fun and I think they are really nicely rewarding. I do them almost every day. But the problem is that a lot of new players just can't get into it because there is so much gatekeeping, so to say, which is quite unnecessary because of the KP and that kind of stuff. So yeah, I think it's really problematic. Even if they would change something like that, I think it would not help the general player base to get into Fractal CMs anymore. I really don't think so. That's the problem there. I really think it would be cool if we would have less power creep. But at this point, oh, come on, guys. Please all cheer at once. That's what we need. Please, please, please. Thanks. There we go. So this boss, and then we draw the giveaway winner. So be prepared. If you haven't entered already, please do that if you want to participate. You have to be a Twitch follower to win, just as it's on the screen. And if you are a subscriber here on the channel, you actually get 3 times the luck. So don't miss out on that. No. Oh, that was so close. Nice. Yes, all enter, all enter. That's what we want. And don't worry if you miss and don't win in this round. We have 3 more rounds to go. So 125 gold now and then 3 times more over the course of this evening. If it says you failed to enter, that means that you already are in. No, we lost one. No, no, no. Not good. So, it's almost time. Almost time. One more split phase, and then we can draw the winner. Just can't do it while I'm doing the run. You know, I might be grieving my group with not providing stability and stuff. So, hope you don't mind that I have to wait a bit. We would not be able to do Fractals with you, Sima, because I'm too chill of a guy to stress to that much speed. I personally think that's completely fine. I really think so, and that's why I really think it's important that Fractals stay like that. Yeah, the players that want to play Fractals, that want to play Fractal CMs all the time, they are like me. They want to do stuff very fast. They want to do it quite efficiently. They don't want to stand around and wait for stuff. If you're someone that are a little bit slower paced, then it's not for you. That's completely fine. But I think they should not make every single PvE content homogenized, like strike missions, like raids, like Fractals. I think that's important that they keep the identity for that. And I really hope that the news challenge mode that comes out next week will keep going back to the classic CMs and not into those really slow, silent surf style challenge modes where you just take on one boss fight like a strike mission for 5 people. And it's completely fine, Filthy. If you are not enjoying this fast kind of playstyle, then you don't have to do it. That's the cool part. That's how the game should be. Multiple different things for multiple different types of players. Okay, now we do the giveaway. Yeah, Battles of Lions Archers is public. That's the really bad thing. Okay, it's time to pull. Let's see who wins. And it is Grandmaster. Congrats to you. Congrats to you. The sub paid off. Please let me know your account name in chat. And don't worry, guys, you will have another chance of winning. And we will start the next giveaway, I would say, in 20 minutes. Please let me know your account name so I can send you the gold. Thanks for all the follows, by the way. Really appreciate it. It's actually crazy that NA and EU are so different in terms of KP. I think this is actually very crazy to me that this is such a different economy and how people actually, I don't know, develop this kind of habit. It's really crazy. I really don't know where this actually comes from. Yeah, the barrier to entry in EU is actually harder for fractals, even though it's not really, there is no reason for that in that sense. They just decided to do it like that. The player bases, I think it's actually, I don't know. So if you're here, please let me know, Grandmaster. Oh, please let me know your account name and Twitch chat. Otherwise, I can't send you the gold. So I give you 1 or 2 more minutes. Otherwise, we will reroll. I think EU has maybe a little bit more, maybe, but I don't know the numbers from that. I'm pretty sure that it highly depends on the content that you also want to play. I think, for example, if you look at PvP, I think the player bases on NA might be actually bigger. I'm pretty sure that EU has really, really gone down in the player bases in PvP. Currently, there's no giveaway going. We just have one. We did just one, and we will now wait for the player, hopefully. Grandmaster, if you're here, please let me know your account name. The Guild Wars 2 account name. Yeah, we will do the giveaway in like 20 minutes. So you just have, currently there is none going on. So you can't participate right now. Later you just have to type the command. I will tell you when it's ready. So I will wait until I reroll after this, at the end of this fractal. But last chance, last few minutes. I think we might not be able to skip here. Yeah, that's okay. Oh, they're just completely brute forcing it. I guess that's also okay. I guess. 1%, there we go. Yeah, we can, if Grandmaster doesn't show up in time, we will just do a reroll and we will just find someone else that is actually here. That's just how the rules are. Oh, that was... Yeah, I think I will not be the first, so that's why I GG here. Can I swap my utility skills? That's good as well. Yeah, I guess stability is fine. Yeah, as always, if you have any questions, please let me know. I'm just doing my regular fractal run here. Nothing too crazy. Come on, please, respawn. The downtime is actually crazy. You know, we do everything so fast except the waiting for the respawns. Okay, someone is in fight. That's actually then... Now we can do it. Very good. So Grandmaster again, last chance here. Please let me know your account name in Twitch chat. Otherwise I can't send you the gold. Okay. %. then we will reroll. Yeah, I can see. You quickly changed your Twitch account name. Yeah, I can see. Yeah, everyone changed the account name. It's really hard to keep track, actually. Ah, you're here. Grandmaster, please let me know your account name in chat. You are here. You won the giveaway. You get 125 gold. Just let me know your Guild Wars 2 account name in chat. Yes, you won. You were actually, like, I announced it 3 minutes ago and I was just about to reroll. So glad that you actually joined back in the stream. Just in time, yeah. Very good. Lucky you, bad luck to all the others. Welcome. There we go. Yes, so I will start the next giveaway. Just let me send the gold first. And then we... Congrats. And the sub paid off, I guess. Okay, so give me a second. Yeah, so there we go. It's up again. You can open with exclamation mark enter, exclamation mark ticket. You can join again. Twitch followers only. Sorry, Gail. But there will be more YouTube giveaways coming in the future soon. So don't lose hope there. And subs on Twitch get 3 times the luck. So that's how it works. Thanks for all the follows. Really appreciate it. And I will draw the winner, I would say, in half an hour or so. So don't stress too much to enter right now. Just don't forget and don't leave if you want to win. Otherwise, we have to reroll if you win. That's how it works. Just don't forget to spell it correctly. Otherwise, it will also not count, obviously. Come on, let me respawn, please. Yeah, don't worry. It happens to everyone. It's just saying don't double check if you got the message from the bot, if everything is working. And if it said you already or failed to enter, means that you're already in. This Dragon Bash Arena seems like easy money for the covers. Yeah, I think it's quite fun, especially if you go for a really try-hard group. It's actually, you can do it quite fast. You can go for the sigils and all that stuff to actually boost the DPS, and you can do it actually quite fast. It's obviously not, you don't have to do it. It's still rewarding if you don't do it very fast. But obviously, the faster, the more gold per hour you get. And if you just have more DPS, I mean, it's faster. That's how it works. So I think it's actually really fun. It gets a little bit repetitive, I would say, after a few rounds, because it's like always the same. But I guess that's how farming goes. So if you enjoy that kind of stuff, it's actually not too bad. Yeah. You're playing regular metas sometimes, or even run meta trains as a commander. So I would say I do it sometimes on stream. I don't do meta trains as a commander. I just enjoy relaxing time and debate stuff during that time with the chat. But maybe we can do some kind of meta train if a lot of people are interested. We can organize that on my Twitch or Discord. Just let me know if there are a lot of people interested. But right now it's more like I just do it for just chill content when I want to talk about some kind of very specific debate or something where I don't need to focus as much as in Fractals, for example, where I think having a really heavy, deep debate is a little bit like sometimes challenging if I have to concentrate on healing and stuff. But in meta events, I can easily do that, yes. Yeah, this is like a very boring Fractal, I agree. They really have to rework that one. That would be really fun if they would do a challenge mode for that one, I have to be honest. And what replace we can use hybrid build in the team? I mean, instead of the healer, typically. You would say the healer is not that important, and you would replace the healer with a hybrid build, like a Celestial hybrid Alacrity heal, for example. You have some healing then, but you have way less than, for example, if you would go for the full heal Harrier or Minstrel setup. That's typically hybrid builds are like what you do for healers instead, yeah. Yeah, it's like a job. It's true. That's why I don't like those things for the most part. I want to do something that is fun to me. And if it's too repetitive, I stop. Guild Wars 2 for me is right now, it's not my job. It's just a hobby. Yes, I put a lot of effort into my content creation and stuff, but it's at this point, I don't live from it. It's just my hobby. And that means that I don't want to do stuff that I don't have fun in. That's just the truth. Yeah. And that should be the same for almost everyone here in chat, I guess. If you like doing repetitive stuff, or if you don't mind it, sure, go for it. But I'm always saying burning out from the game gives you less gold than if you would go for a smaller gold farm. Yeah. Thanks, Curry. Thanks, really appreciate the sub. And don't worry, you actually have now a higher chance of winning the giveaway. So you will actually have some kind of better reward as well. So let's see. But thanks for the sub, really appreciate it. And more really cool and interesting content to come next week. Today it's like not that special, but next week there will be the balance patch, and I'm really hyped for trying out the new builds like Alacrity, Vindicator, really cool Tempest builds, really cool Mirage builds. It will be really hot builds and cooking coming up there. So of course the Staff Necromancer will be very interesting as well. So yeah, stay tuned for that one. Nice, your reward is the content. That's what we want to hear. Yes. More to come, don't worry. Welcome, Ricardo. Welcome, welcome. Yeah, Heal Spectre will be really cool. I think Spectre in general and all game modes will be really good. I like doing Dragonfall meta a lot, though doing it too much definitely burns you out. Yeah, I think Dragonfall is a decent gold farm, one of the better ones for sure, especially if you enjoy meta events. But if you burn out, it's always a bad thing. So I personally always say do different things, even though if it's not always the best thing. Do different things to keep your mind fresh and not always have to fear that you might burn out from doing, I don't know, Dragonfall like 3 times a day for a year. Then you will at some point just say, okay, that's not doable. I can't do that anymore. So, yeah. My tip is always do different things in Guild Wars 2. That's the best way to actually not burn out. Yeah, for sure. That Fractal is exciting, peak combat gaming. I mean, I would say the new Fractal, the normal mode, is not that exciting, but I really hope that the challenge mode will be fun. So let's see. It will also come out next week. It will probably be not that like crazy 5-day progression or something until we kill it. It will probably happen on the first day, of course, but it's at least something new. That's the cool part. Dragon's End, best meta, change my mind. I can't. It's actually, I think Dragon's End is really good. I think the pre-event might be a little bit too long. The preparation, I think this is a little bit too slow, but the end boss is amazing. I think the end boss is probably the best end boss in the open world they ever did. I'm pretty sure this is like, that's what I would say. Pretty sure about that, yeah. Yeah. For fun. Yeah, I would agree. I can't argue against that, I would say. I do enjoy that it's actually a challenging meta. I would say right now it's not as challenging anymore, but when it came out, it was like really challenging. It was like crazy challenging. A lot of people were, at least for the open world community, it was quite hard to do because you had to organize the sub parties and all that stuff to actually get it done. It was, yeah, I would say a lot of people actually got really desperate back then. Nowadays, it's not that bad for most people to do it, but it can still take a while to find groups that do it very, very well. Yeah. It feels very recycle and lazy. We need them to actually care about the content. Yeah, I agree. The new Fractal feels like it's really like some kind of mix between stuff that is already in the game and that can, to some extent, be a little bit just boring, you know, just not very exciting. But I'm happy that we got a new Fractal. You know, if the alternative would be no new Fractal, then I would rather have a Fractal that doesn't look like absolutely crazy new content. I really think so. But that's maybe just my opinion, you know. It's after all an opinion, yeah. I did Dragon's Stand for the weekly, and let's just say the boss gets deleted like a world boss. Yeah, I think Dragon's Stand is really power grab, but Dragon's End is actually, I think, still quite okay. It's obviously power grabbed. It's not as hard as it was, but it's definitely way better than Dragon's Stand. Yeah, for sure, for sure. I have a feeling we won't get an expansion at the same level as EOD ever again. Yeah, I think this is probably, I wouldn't even say this is a feeling. It's actually like they somewhat confirmed that by saying we will do smaller expansions in the future. I'm pretty sure this means for the rest of the game. I don't see Guild Wars 2 going back to 2 years or even longer expansion cycles where the expansions are crazy big, provide a lot of content, and have crazy good meta events and that stuff. I think this is sadly not gonna happen. I'm really sad about that, to say something like that, but I feel like this is like a given almost at this point. Yeah. Which is sad, but that's the case. I have 2 million karma, can do transform to any gold. Yes, you can do that. I have a guide how to transform karma on my YouTube channel. Just type !gold in Twitch chat and you find a playlist there, and you can scroll down and you will find the karma guide there as well. I only fail about 30% of the runs these days. I'm still completely new. Been playing about a year now. Yeah, that happens. It's just not a very common thing to be run anymore, sadly. Yeah. I fear they will just run out of things to add that aren't elite specs. Yeah, actually, at this point, the community is like really not, let's say, uniformly saying, but I think a lot of people nowadays expect actually that the next expansion will have elite specs again. That in July they will announce it, and I think this can actually be really the case that we get some elite specs. That could be really the case. Yeah, I'm not sure if it will be, but oh, this is the wrong one. But it could. It really could. Sima, are you planning on covering a heal elec and power alacrity renegade in the near future? Yes, I will do that very soon. I just wanted to wait with balance patch changes maybe that come, so that I'm not like completely making a build guide and then 2 days after it changes because the balance patch changes stuff. So I will wait until I release really build guides that I think will change, like the renegade heal stuff will probably change. So I will make a video guide about it like in 1 week, maybe 1.5 weeks, something like that. Yeah, will come out. Yeah, maybe one more elite spec can fit. I'm not sure. We will see how well this will do, how much elite specs will change the game. If they will bring out an elite spec without a new weapon, I think that's the most likely thing that will come in the next expansion. If that's really happening, I think this can really fuck up the balance. But at this point, the power creep, especially in PvE, is like completely insane already. So I would say it's not too big of a commitment for them. After that, it becomes a lot for balance. They are struggling already. Yeah, exactly. I think it's quite likely that they will struggle with the new elite specs that will come out already. And I would say it's quite likely that they actually will just say, fuck balance, we will just put out new elite specs for content and we don't stomp them, okay. Yeah, so I think it's just they say, we want to sell the next expansion, and therefore we put out elite specs. Everyone will buy them because they like them, the customers, and the balance is really secondary, if at all. That's my prediction. Yeah, I think new weapons is probably not the way to go. I think they already have so many weapons, it's quite hard to find a niche for weapons. I think the only exception would probably Elementalist and Engineer. Those have some niches because they don't have that many, but all the other classes, they have like multiple weapons that fit the same niche, and you can already see that the power, so to say, creep on some weapons is higher than on others, and then you don't play this secondary weapon ever. That's a problem. Yeah, more longbow classes, I guess you could make that argument, but at the same time, it feels like it's also not completely likely that a few classes get longbow and the others just don't get anything, so I'm not completely sure how this will turn out, I have to be honest. Just hit the guards here to make sure that we get the participation if they really capture it here. Shortbow Mesmer. Yeah, I guess I mean, there are some specs that I really think this would be really cool with the new weapons. But for example, I think if they don't introduce any new weapons, just weapons that are already in the game, I feel like especially Ranger and Warrior, they don't have that many weapons left to actually fit the class. And I really think that most of the niches, especially on Ranger, are already covered. I don't see which weapon would actually be like, oh, that is actually a niche that should be covered on Ranger. I really don't see that. Yeah, it would be, I really agree. I have like 3 legendary bows and I don't use them on any. I really use them maybe on a Celestial, how is it called? Celestial Berserker or some kind of Condi Berserker in PvE. That's about it. All the other specs don't use my longbow, even though I have three of them. It's really like, I hope we get some longbow action. I agree. But I really think elite specs is more likely. Yeah. Yeah, Scepter Focus maybe, but it's which kind of niche does it fill? It needs to be some Condi weapon, otherwise you only have 3 Condi weapons and like 20 power weapons. So I really think it's very likely to be a Condi weapon, but I think Scepter and Focus seem more like a support weapon than anything else. So I don't know. I don't see it. I really don't see it. If only Ranger had the ranged weapons for excellence, pistols and rifle. Yeah, I guess you could make that argument on Ranger, but the problem is on Ranger, it would compete against Longbow. It would compete, if it's a power weapon, it would compete against X as a ranged weapon, and it would also have some kind of spear competing against it. So I really think it's like, for me, I don't see more weapons being added helps the classes. It's just something to make you pay for the new weapons. I really don't think this is a good idea in terms of balancing. I think it would be way more interesting to introduce new elite specs, because then all the weapons that you already added have way more value, because you actually get to play with already existing weapons on a new, some kind of trade line or new kind of playstyle on the class. And I think this is something that really helps experimenting build crafting and stuff. Whereas a new weapon will just overshadow another weapon and you will have the same build with just a more power crept weapon. Yeah. So what do we have here? Do they want to fight me, I guess? Got him. Oh, now there are 3 people. I have to be a bit careful here, I have to be honest. Holy shit, the damage is insane. The Ranger actually self-rest in the middle of combat. Oh no. The rally? The rally. Intense. This time we got the Ranger. Very good. And now it's just the Weaver here. Nice 1v3, I like it. This is a Condi build, oh my god. I have to keep my signet here, that's the problem. If I don't use, oh my god, the Condis. They keep ticking, they keep ticking. That's like, this is like insane, you know, I'm really like, I have to keep my signet. I can't use my signet. I don't have enough Condi cleanses for that. I have to keep my signet. I have to keep my signet. I really have to say that all the time. Otherwise, I will use it and I will lose. Some Condi cleanse burst combo finisher here. I have to keep my signet. Now we have him. Easy. That was good. I like it. Thanks for the Prime Chaos, Fry. Really appreciate it. Thanks a lot. You have a higher chance of winning the giveaway now. Don't forget to enter the giveaway. We will pull the giveaway winner in, let's say, 10 minutes or so. Nice. Was good. I mean, they were obviously not the best players, otherwise I wouldn't have won. But that's really showcasing World versus World in a nutshell. If you play decently well, you can actually win 1v3s even on a quite squishy build like I'm playing. Oh, the giveaway overlay, really, this is so weird, I'm sorry. Sometimes it just stops working, I don't know what happens. the problem. So it's still running, don't worry, it's still running. It's just that my giveaway overlay is just saying, nah, I don't want to do it right now. Yeah, it happened again. I don't know what is actually the problem. Yeah, glad you enjoyed the stream. Glad you enjoyed. Okay, for me, it's now there, but apparently on stream you can't see it. So let's just wait a bit. Maybe it comes back. It's just, I don't know what's the issue. We had that yesterday as well, that it's just saying, nah, now I don't want to show it anymore. It's running in the background, so if you want to enter, just ! ticket or enter in the chat. You will be good. Yeah. Thanks for all the follows. Of course, you have to be a Twitch follower to win, because we're celebrating my Twitch milestone that we reached. Yeah, I really appreciate the support. Don't worry. Yeah, if it says too many tickets, that means that you already are in. You all have too many tickets, apparently. Okay, let's go for the camp. Let's see how it goes. Maybe we can get some action 1v3 going on again. But just to explain how this 1v3 played out, I knew I was fighting some kind of Celestial Weaver or something like that, or even some Condi Weaver. I don't know if it was power-based in there as well. But if you fight against a Condi build as a Willbender and you have the Signet, it's really like, can you keep the Signet in without pressing it for most of the fight and you will win. As soon as you are forced to use the Signet, yes, you get a huge amount of healing, you get a huge amount of Condi cleanses. 2 Condi cleanses actively is quite nice, but, and that's the important part, you lose your passive Condi cleanse. Every 5 seconds, 1 Condi is a really, really good passive Condi cleanse. So if you can keep that and heal with other ways, like the auto attack here, like the F2 skill, this is what keeps you alive. If you waste your skill here with the Condi cleanse, you will die after that. It's really important. I'm not running Nios on this build. I was just running, let's showcase it, Venom Relic, because I have 3 meditations and all of them give me protection. So I'm like a little bit safer, you know, with my protection uptime. I could easily swap that for more aggressive relic like Thief Relic or Brawler Relic. Those would be both more aggressive, but I really feel like the aggressiveness of this build is already quite good. So I want to go for the more safer one. Yeah, Willbender got nerfed like 3 times in World vs. World in PvP, so it's now like completely fair. I would say Willbender roaming is like probably B tier. It's a fair build, it's a good build, but it's not absolutely broken anymore. It's like really, welcome Alison, welcome, welcome. It's really just a build that is nice to play, you can counterplay it, it has really good burst, but if you survive the burst, you can kill it. Yeah, and I think this is really cool. I don't want to have builds that are really good, nerfed with a hammer, like completely obliterated, and you can't play it at all anymore. I think that's the healthy way to nerf builds, to make them playable, but not as good as they once were. I really think this is the way to do it, for sure. I think the Venom is I wouldn't say it's like a crazy good relic, but if you are in World vs. World and have some wound duration, it's actually over 4 seconds of protection. I think this is actually a decent relic to use. I would say it's not very useful on all the classes, but on this build particularly, it's actually quite decent. The cool part here is that it will proc after you use the Renewed Focus. So if you use Renewed Focus, you go invulnerable for 3 seconds, and if you finish it, you will get the protection. So you actually get value from the protection. Otherwise, you would completely lose like 3/3 of the protection value. There we go. I think this guy is completely dead here. Warhorn Temp Weaver, okay. There we go, got the burst, got the kill. Thanks, Scala, really appreciate it, Prime. Thanks a lot. You will have a higher chance of winning the giveaway now. Very good, thanks a lot for the support. It's Willbender, yes. I'm playing Willbender. I think you can easily play Dragon Hunter, that will be also fine. Oh, Continuum split. Nice, nice, nice. It was a sad teleport, I have to be honest. Oh. The range of this greatsword, I can't fight this if I don't go line of sight here. A little bit longer. The range and power blocking as well. Ugh. That was too intense for me. The range on this build fighting against the full melee build, I have to get some line of sight, otherwise I will lose that instantly. Nice, we got the emob. This is now Power Weaver. Intense, intense. Come on. Nice, I hit it with the last hit of my spear things. Oh no, it's back. Mesmer is back. Yeah, I can't fight this. I have to disengage here. I need line of sight. I can't fight the Mesmer if it's a free field. The one you like more, the one that is more convenient to choose. Armor trinkets are better to go first. Yeah, I would say so. Yeah. Legendary weapons is like everyone goes for it first, I would say, but it's not the smartest way for most people. I have to engage on the Mesmer. Oh my god. Now I have 3 people here. Oh my god. I can't fight this. I have to go. And maybe can pull 1 or 2 of them away. It's not... It's a pistol thief as well. Oh my god. Four people here now. Yeah, that's impossible. At some point you die. At some point you die. It's actually... I tried my best. Yeah, they want to kill the streamer, apparently. That's what they want to do. 4 people they need for that. Okay, it's time to pull the giveaway winner. Hope everyone is in. And I will try once again to get the giveaway overlay up. Give me a second. I don't know why it just stops working at some point. Yes, so if you use skill shots and you change the camera, skill shots will change depending on what camera setting or what skill shots setting you choose. So if you use instant cast, it will change with you. But if you go for normal cast and that kind of stuff and skill retargeting off, you might be able to cast it even if your camera is looking away. So it depends. I have a settings guide on that, explaining it very much in detail, but it's really important that you understand which skills you can retarget and how to use the camera. So for example, if I use this F3 skill in this direction and change in the last second to teleport here, yeah, let's say I aim here to this bank here, and I in the last second changed here, I will change the teleport location. Yeah, could you see what had happened? This is the same for the camera. So if I change my camera and looking back, then I will port in a different direction. It's for all skill shots that are working like that. If you have the skill retargeting enabled, it's really important that you understand that. Okay. Give me a second. I really don't know what the problem is with the overlay. Last chance to enter the giveaway, exactly. And There we go. Now it's back. Okay. I don't know. I really don't know what's the problem. There we go. So now we will pull the giveaway winner. And let's see who will be the winner. Good luck to you all. Let's see who it is. And Artie's crew. Congrats to you. Hopefully you're still in chat. Let me know your account name in the Guild Wars 2. And let me know it in Twitch chat. And I will send you the gold. Congrats. Don't worry, we have 2 more giveaways coming up. So more to go today. Last entry. Really nice. Easy. POC. That's sometimes you're lucky, you know, that's how it goes. That's how it goes. Very good. I mean, that's fair, you know, that's how giveaways go, you know. Sometimes the last person wins, sometimes the first person wins. It's just like I roll the dice. I don't choose here, yeah. Just let me know your account name in Twitch chat and I will send it to you. There we go. Congrats again. And let me open the next giveaway. And there we go. It's back up. You can join, exclamation mark enter, exclamation mark ticket in the chat. You have to be a Twitch follower to win. That will be the second to last giveaway of today. And subscribers get 3 times the luck. Yeah, so let's see what we can do now. Maybe we have some nice one-on-ones again. But this one before was just too much. Especially if like 3 of those 4 people were actually range as a full melee build. Yes, that's not what you want to see. I really hope I can get some fair outnumbered situations where someone is actually engaging on me, because that's really like, if I play Willbender, I want people to be melee as well, and I can punish them for going on my attacks and standing in my symbols and in my AoEs. That's really like the big thing. It's a fun build. It's really like, it's completely balanced. If I fight, for example, a decent Celestial Harbinger, a decent Power Harbinger, a decent really meta roaming build, I will actually struggle against it. But if I fight against players that don't know how to deal with the burst damage of Willbender, it's actually a really fun build still. So I think this is completely fair. I think the nerfs to Willbender were like completely fine, and it's completely like in a very good spot. I think this thing that needs to be nerfed in PvE or PvP World versus World rather is some kind of condition soul beast that's really broken right now. So we will see if we get some changes to PvP and World versus World balance with the balance patch that are not mentioned yet. But I actually think it's not that likely. Yeah, the veteran, this one is actually, I kill it quite often. I just run here to this camp and I really try to get the veteran every time because it gives me some world XP, you know. At some point I want to get God of World versus World as well, so that's why I do it. Yeah. Thanks for the follows, really appreciate it. As always, if you have any questions, any feedbacks, please let me know. I'm always happy to debate some stuff or give you some answers to your very urgent questions as well. Okay, that seemed to be a lot of people. Should we go in there or is it just a mesmer? Yeah, we go in. That's what we do. Just kill a few. I mean, I think I killed the wrong person though. Should have killed some red guys because apparently red is way more. There are way more red guys here. Okay. This guy wants to stick around. I mean, I will kill you. Run. No, the range kiting is too much with so many people around me. Sad. But we got one. That's good enough. Happens, you know, that's way too many people. That's 3 people sniping on me from range as a melee build. That's not what you want to see. It's fine. It's fine. I just want to get some montage moments, you know, engaging as a Willbender, killing one, going back out. That would be really fun. I think I got one. One I got. That's okay. I mean, is Willbender really OP? I mean, it's really good at doing what I just did, engaging, dealing a lot of damage, but surviving after that is not that easy. If you have really decent players fighting you, it's actually not that hard to actually deal with a Willbender. Willbender, I think, is in a fine spot right now. Yeah, it was weird. I agree, Filthy. I agree. But I think it's really a fun playstyle. Yeah, that's why I play it. It's not because it's absolutely broken anymore. It's just because it's fun. I like the playstyle of engaging, having a lot of burst damage, and just enjoying the ride, so to say. Okay, this was an interesting dodge. Nice, we got the kill. As soon as I see 2 dodges used and they don't have energy signet or something, I will engage very hard because I will get my burst damage down. That's the whole thing. I have to cleave this now. I can't stomp here. They have too many mobs around. No, that wasn't. I doubt it. This was too squishy for the forbidden build. If it was, I mean, it's deserved to get killed here. The forbidden build will not be shown on stream again. Never. It's not a good one. In 6 days, we will get a new balance patch. And we get the new Fractal CM. So I have some new content there. And I'm really happy about that. That's what we get in 6 days. How do you counter super mobile classes in PvP? I feel like even though, for example, Thief is squishy, he can pretty much escape anything from Necromancer perspective. So I would say if they want to disengage in PvP and you are a slow class, you have to let them. You can't follow them. Yeah. So how can you deal with a Thief? There are 2 ways. First of all, make your rotations matter. So that means if you have a Thief in the enemy team and your team doesn't have a Thief, then you should probably go for a 2-cap only. So completely ignore the enemy home node. In that way, the Thief gets way less value because you fight on 2 nodes and you will probably always have some kind of teammate standing on 1 node. And the Thief is really bad typically if it's not a Spectre in 2v2s, 3v3s, 4v4s and that kind of stuff. It's only good in some very small fights where it can outnumber. That's the first part. The second part is a Thief needs to engage, typically melee, if it's not a Deadeye, to actually kill you. Yeah, and that means if you can punish the Thief by engaging on you and kill it when it engages is a really good thing to do. And the last thing, especially as a Necromancer, is if you stand where I'm standing right now. The Thief can port from every direction to you. Thieves are really port heavy, they port a lot. If you, however, move on the stone here, yeah, the Thief can't port to you. So that means that you can free cast with range attacks to them, but they can't port to you. They have to walk to you and jump up this cliff. So you can punish them then. Understanding no port spots in Guild Wars 2 is really important, especially in PvP. So that's my 3 tips there. Hope that helps. You said Legendary can be not good for everyone. Why is that? I think I was referring to not having, for example, if you want to go for a Legendary Warhorn. That's a really nice Legendary to get, but it's not every class can use it. So typically I would say it's better to go for a Legendary that every class can use. So for trinkets or going for Legendary armor, something like that is more. That's what I was referring to, not in general Legendary. Yes. Any recommended builds for 250 millisecond gamers for World vs. World? I would say Celestial Harbinger is really good. It's, in my opinion, one of the best roaming builds right now, and it doesn't punish you for playing a little bit, let's say, delayed. It's quite tanky, so I would say this is a really good one. I would really recommend that. I have a guide on my YouTube channel about that, so check that out. If I wanted to build one gear set for chrono healing, with what stats would I use? Like the best all around for all game modes? Oh, that's really hard. Healers typically, I would say Minstrel. Minstrel would be probably the way to go. Full Minstrel can be played in World vs. World and PvE. Yeah, so I would go for full minstrel. Yeah. Or sword and spear if you want a weapon. Exactly. Sword and spear are the only exceptions where I would say this is worthwhile to get as a weapon, as a legendary, because these are the weapons that all classes can use. But don't forget, if you play, for example, I don't know, let's say you play some kind of Condi Ranger, then you would never play with Spear. Spear is a power weapon. So if you really enjoy a Condi Ranger playstyle, then you should not go for a weapon. That's why trinkets and armor and stuff is way better, because you can play it on every single build, whereas a weapon is locking you not only on a specific class, but also on the specific build. Hope that makes sense. Yeah, I don't want to promote Celestial, but it's really good in PvE in open world, but it's also quite good in roaming. You know, I don't use it here on this build because it's a power build, but if you want to have a really easy build to play, I think Celestial Harbinger is a really good one. I can't, you know, if someone asks a question, I don't say any lies about anything, because that's just not who I am. I want to give you the fairest opinion that I have on that. Can we get the kill here? I mean, probably not, because it's a Tempest. Can't just go back in. I guess we can go on the Thief here. It's quite an open world fight here. Not really like any structures involved. Interesting. Ritualist is decent in some PvE builds, but typically if you play Ritualist, you can either go for full Viper and some boon duration, or you go for full Celestial. Ritualist is like really niche. It works in some PvE builds. In World versus World, the problem is you don't have any toughness. Yeah. And that is really a big problem, because that typically leads to something that is like you have a very high health pool, you don't have any healing power, so your healing is worth less, and you get hit for really hard from not having toughness. So I think Ritualist here is like in a really weird spot where it's just not worth on a lot of builds. Some builds can make use out of it, but I would say not a lot of builds. Yeah. Let you enjoy my tier list. There will be way more coming up after the balance patch, so keep an eye out for that. Yeah. A lot of balance patch changes will change my tier list, so I will do a lot of tier list after balance patch. Condi Firebrand uses Ritualist gear, yes. But like I said, this is one of the rare exceptions where Ritualist gear is actually decent. Really, it's one of them, yeah. Which is the easiest legendary armor to make? It depends on what kind of game mode you want to play. So if you enjoy World vs. World, World vs. World is the easiest one, because you just have to play World vs. World. It takes the longest, or quite long rather, but it's actually quite easy to do. Nice, we got the Firebrand. I think all of them are actually quite easy, with the exception maybe of raids, because in raids you actually have to kill raids and do some raid bosses, and you might have a little bit more struggle there. But open world one is quite easy, and most other legendary armors are actually also quite easy, I would say, but they take time. It depends highly on the game mode that you just play. That's really the thing here. Maybe we can get some kills here. We don't deal any damage to enemies. That's good for me. Classic Willbender in Zerg play. Just without any support, just running around trying to kill enemies. I have to go on this guy. Nice, we got him. Now you are next. Oh, now it gets actually quite intense.
Don't try this yourself. It's extremely dangerous.
Oh my gosh. 3 Condi people, that's mean. I don't want to fight that. Firebrand is really hard to learn. I would say maybe not all of them, but I would say it's one of the hardest classes to learn for sure. I can see that. Alison. Yeah, it's not for everyone. How's Reaper in PvE and PvP? Reaper is really good. Condi Reaper in PvP and in PvE, Condi Reaper, Power Reaper, all of them are really good. So PvE in general, I would say Reaper is a really safe pick. And I would highly recommend it if you enjoy Necromancer, really good pick. Yeah. I really don't get why the overlay is just randomly just disappearing after a while again. I really don't know what's the problem. I will bring it back up when we draw the winner. So don't forget to enter !ticket or enter in the Twitch chat. You have to be a Twitch follower to win. Subscribers get 3 times the luck. We will draw the winner in a little bit. This guy is a good target. And I'm out again. I couldn't kill the time. What spec do you recommend for new players for World vs. World? I think Scourge is quite good for Zerging. I think in general Firebrand, Scourge typically are really good to be played. It's really good specs that support your allies. That's really good to have. But every class has a build that is really good in World vs. World. So you should just play the class that you enjoy and you will find a good build. I would recommend to, if you're new in the game, to stick to Zerg for first, because roaming can be really frustrating if you fight against good people that have really good builds and you don't know how to fight them. In Zerg play, your mistakes will not matter too much, so that's the good part here. So that's what I'm just doing, is Zerging a bit, fighting with other 50 people or something like that. The teleport saved them there. So I would recommend to do that, yeah. My problem with Reaper in competitive modes is mobility. You can take Fleshworm and Spectral Walk, but I just don't enjoy it as much. Sword has definitely helped me with the mobility issues. Yes, for sure. Reaper is a slow class. That's by design. So, and I think this is okay. You have to play around it in PvP and World vs. World. I think you have to fight with your strengths and accept that you can't chase a thief, a willbender or stuff. If you do that, you will sometimes win, sometimes you will lose. That's just the matchup. Yeah, sometimes you can't win the matchup. That's okay. And it's not for everyone. I can see that. Yeah. Are you using any specific software to improve your game's performance? No, I don't. I actually use software to negatively impact my game's performance. I'm not joking. ArcDPS and BlizHUD actually negatively affect my performance. That's just the sad truth here. The thief engaged here and instantly almost died. Nice, we got the Weaver. Maybe we can get the thief as well. Guess not. I think all Necro is going to be helped by the Worm Warclaw change next week. Yes, that's true. In World vs. World, that helps a lot. I agree. I agree. Depends on if you want to heal or do damage. Power or Condi Scourge, both work. Depends on your group. Yeah, I think I think in World vs. World, Scourge is actually used for its utility. It's really, the damage is nice, it's okay, but it's not the thing that actually that is actually carrying the damage most of the time. It's really like the Boon Strip and the Barrier and the Condi Cleanse and that kind of stuff. That's the good part about Scourge. So that's why you can play it as power, as Condi. It doesn't really matter for the most part. I really don't want to focus the Scourge here, but I really feel like that's the thing that I want to have to do here. Oh my god. How many people are there? Let me up. Shh. I wanted to pot up, but I couldn't because that's a no pot spot. And they put the Rams on me. That's like World versus World in a nutshell. 1v5ing me, and then they put the Flame Ram blueprint on me. That's it. In a nutshell. I will not, Emmy, I will not answer that. I will not answer that one. For world completion in general, a thief is really good, but with the mounts, if you have mounts, all classes can actually be really good to do the gift of exploration. It's actually nowadays, it's not that important anymore which class you play. I would just play a build with power damage so that you can kill bosses and that kind of stuff for quests or just general mobs really fast. But every class can be really fast with mounts nowadays. It's really the boon strip. That's the important part. That's why you can play Condi or Power Scourge in World vs. World. It doesn't really matter. The damage is not that good anyway. So just go for the gear set that you currently have. Just play the right build with the boon strips and stuff, and you will be good. Yeah, Thief is really fast. It can be really helpful for stuff where you can't use mounts. Then Thief is really, really good. Yeah, for sure. Yeah, it's actually insane why people do that. You know, it's not like I was BMing them or anything. It was just like, okay, they want to put the thing on me because that's apparently what actually is the right thing to do if you 4v1 rather someone. You know, that's like, okay, it's fine. I think they can do whatever they want. It's not like affecting my gameplay too much. It's just funny to me that they really think this is necessary. Happens all the time. Thanks for all the follows. We appreciate it. So let's do a new try for the giveaway. Yeah, exactly. Exactly, Filthy. Exactly. It's like it's a 2 silver tip just for playing decently. People are annoyed at you. It's like some kind of feedback. They say you are apparently good enough so that we can put some money on you to showcase that we actually beat you. I think this is like the thing. If you would be really bad and they just farmed you, then they would not do that. See it like that. Yeah, see it like that. I mean, the Flame Plant blueprint does nothing. Normally you would use that to open a tower or something, you know, open the gates of a tower. So you have to build it first. If you do that in some kind of roaming scenario where you don't build the Flame Ram, or anything, any blueprint, it's just to BM, so to bad manner, and just annoy the enemy because you killed them, you are feeling good, you just put something on them to actually think, oh my god, this guy will get annoyed because of that. It's just really some kind of bad behavior. That's the only thing, yeah. I only siege my friends. Yes, you can do that, of course, as well. You can do that, of course, as well. So give me a second. I have to bring back the giveaway. I don't really know what's the problem. I really don't know. It's really annoying me, actually, at this point. It's still not back. Ah, now it's back. Okay, I guess it's back. So we will draw the giveaway winner in like 10 minutes or so. So last chance to enter. Exactly, it's like teabagging in Guild Wars 2, exactly. That's the word that I was looking for. Hi Simmer, do you know how much healing one does? Need to refer for top barrier in World vs. World. Since I know Barrier Scourge got nerfed as hell, but I play Scourge. I think Scourge is still the best barrier provider. And I would say, if you want to go in a Zerg, I would either go Celestial or Marauder or something, I would probably not go, or maybe Minstrel, those three. I would not go for Trailblazer because Condi damage is typically not really like why you pick this class. It's really like for the barrier, and therefore I would go for Minstrel if you really want to only be support. If you want to do some damage, you go for Celestial, or Marauder if you want to go power damage. But I would not go Ritualist gear or something like that. That's my take. I think Scourge should be a support, an aggressive support. So you can go full tank with Minstrel, or you can go more aggressive with Marauder or Celestial, but I would not go for any other mixes than that. That's my take. Maybe Demolisher could be also fine. Yeah. Yeah. Good one, Filthy. Yeah, I agree. Good one. So what can we do? Spectre and Scrapper are currently the best barrier providers right now. Yeah, they're really good. But the problem is, I would say they are full supports, and Scourge can also feel really fun because you are top strips typically if you do it right, or at least very good, very high on there. So I think after the buffs to Spectre, I think Spectre will be insane. I would say Scrapper is also decent, but I think after the nerf or after the buffs to it, I actually think the best barrier provider will be Spectre. I'm pretty sure about that. So next week we will have Spectre as the best barrier provider. No problem. Barrier, Scrapper gives barrier with the gyro, typically. That's really the big thing. But I would say Spectre does it quite a lot with the Scepter, and also using the Shroud can be really helpful. I think Spectre is a really interesting pick. I think they buffed it so much nowadays that it's actually a really good pick in Circplay. Before, when it was released, it was really bad because it was single target only. Now it is so much AoE in the kit as well that it's actually a really good pick now. It's really funny. I think this is like how it should be, that they really try to buff something to make it work. So that's a good, let's say, good, yeah, change in my opinion. But in general, I would say the problem is still in World vs. World that the meta is very tanky. I personally think it's giving more supports and more barrier in there is not always the best choice. That's the problem. Let me hydrate for a second. I just love Scourge over the top barrier. Don't get enough of it. Maybe Celestial is the way. Since Shades always give you 150 plus concentration and expertise, I'm kind of worried it will be not tanky enough. I don't know. Yeah, if you're not tanky enough, then you can easily go, for example, for Celestial. Or even Minstrel. I think Minstrel is the safest bet, but then you don't do any damage. So if you want to do some damage, then I would go for Celestial. But in general, Scourge is not meant to be played as some kind of crazy DPS nowadays. It's really like you play for strips and some nice support, but that's about it. Yeah, Scepter 2 spam is insane with Caracosa. It's insane. And they will not nerf it, so that will be still a very good pick. Healer with highest DPS potential? So, in PvE probably you mean? I would say Celestial... Probably Celestial Scourge will be the top DPS there. I think it's around 17 to 20k as a healer. And with the staff changes, I think that can be also decent. I think that might be okay. But let's see. I think something like that or Celestial Spectre will be absolutely insane in my opinion. But it has less damage. That's the problem. It doesn't have that high amount of damage as, for example, as Scourge has. The healer with the highest amount of damage is currently, that's correct, Filthy, is Druid, that's correct, but Druid is not a healer if you play it as a Condi Druid. You know, you play a spec that is meant to be played as a healer, but you play it as a DPS, so you lose all your healing power. That's I would say, classically you want to have a healer that does damage, then you go for Celestial Scourge, Celestial Spectre, something like that, yeah. Yeah, I'm not a big fan of the current meta. That's why I don't play that much Zerg stuff, because it often feels like it's just, it takes too long. That's the problem. I'm not a big fan of that. I want to have some fights that are fun and engaging and not take like 10 minutes with like 40 supports on supports on each side. I think this is a boring fight. I want to have something more engaging and don't want to have like fights that take 10 minutes. Oh, that mean I was wanting to... Ooh, the pull out of my damage. That's not nice. It's okay. Yeah, I guess you're right there, Filthy. I think the highest damaging healer would be maybe low intensity hammer Willbender. That is at 7k or something. It's actually insane how much damage that does. For a full healer with Harrier's gear. But that's obviously a very niche scenario. That's not what you play all the time. Yeah, Minstrel in World vs. World, they should just really delete it and that would be very interesting. I agree, that would be very interesting. Yeah, I think Celestial Skirt is actually quite good in all game modes. That is true. It's not the best choice, but it's a very... You would fill the healer role. Keep that in mind. You're always the healer if you go Celestial in PvE. But it's a good one, yeah. Do you expect that after the patch, the only top 2 healers for all fractals will still be Chronomancer and Firebrand? Yes. I think you can play probably Staff Necromancer. I think this will be better than before, but I think it will still be worse than a Chronomancer. And as a good Firebrand. That is my prediction. It is a decent healer then, but it has still the issue that you have to decide if you want to CC or give stability or want to give your boons and healing, whereas a Chronomancer or Firebrand have that always, all the time, on every single spec and every single thing. So I would say this means that typically I would say Chronomancer is still the top healer in PvE. Yes, sadly. It will not change. They have no nerfs. They did not buff anything up. That's just the sad truth. I mean, it's not necessarily sad, but it's not changing anything. That's what I meant. Yeah. Yeah, I think Heal Firebrand, in my opinion, is like very good if you have a very good healer, but it's not something that I would recommend to a new player. I think Chronomancer is way more effective at just being the healer. So let's capture this keep and then we will draw the giveaway winner. Okay, we have here one guy that gets... Wait for the next dodge. My team left me. That's mean. Okay, I got out, that's fine. Necro 5, Star 5 giving stability makes me somewhat happy, not only Trail of Anguish. I think that's a really good change, but the problem is you have to either drop your Life Force generation with the dagger and your might with the torch, or you have to drop your CC and swiftness application with your pistol and warhorn. So it's like a really tough decision because you always have to decide, do I need CC? Do I need stability? Do I need might? Do I need life force? It's really like, you really have to decide how to do it. And I think that's how balancing should be. Like you have to decide which is required for this fight. But if you compare to Firebrand or Chronomancer, where you have everything all the time, it's like you have a harder time to make this like worthwhile to take a Necromancer if you really, I don't know, could just make a Chronomancer and you have everything in one kit. That's the problem. But I'm happy that we actually get that. That's the problem. I think they don't want to nerf Chronomancer, so they have to buff all the other things up, and that's a problem. I think that's a big problem because Chronomancer is just already in such a good spot. It's actually quite hard to find find classes to buff them even more. Yeah. Get the pull. Oh my god. Oh my god, they got the random block. That's actually probably not a good thing to disengage here. Okay, I somewhat made it through. I want to play Chrono, but I miss all the DPS and healer builds. When I want to help someone to kill something fast, I don't want to switch spec all the time. Yeah, then probably go for Celestial Blood Scourge. That's really good. It has some DPS in there, and it's a really good pick for, in general, for healing, doing some damage, having utility. I think that's probably the pick for you then. I'm glad they buffed it though. It was so sad when Chrono got nerfed a little while back. Yeah, I'm actually really happy how Chronomancer plays. It's really fun. I'm just saying it's not very healthy in terms of how crazy good it is and how all the other classes now have to reach the same level. That's in my opinion not healthy, but it's very fun to play. That's why I play it all the time, because it carries groups so hard. That's the fun part. I agree. You made it, Echo Fox. You made it. How did your raid training or raid go? Yeah, Chronomancer has just so much utility, it's absolutely insane. It's in every single game mode, it's played like that. It's just because of the crazy utility. They can nerf it and nerf it and nerf it in PvP and you still play it. This is the crazy part. It's so good. The engage of this build. So good. Yeah, before they nerf it again, I guess. Yeah, I guess. Could happen. Could happen. The problem I have with some specs is other than achieve same or better results with half the effort. Yeah, exactly. That's a big problem of the balancing in Guild Wars 2. If they homogenize a lot of classes, which they currently do, so they don't have any uniqueness anymore, then it feels like that the easiest, the most straightforward spec to perform is the one that we actually use all the time. That's just straight up the case. The most flexible, most useful one we use. And that's why I think class identity would be way better if you had something that actually is more unique, so that you would put a Necromancer in as a Scourge, as a healer, if you want to have some downstat manipulation. If you want to have Reflects, you would go for Firebrand or something like that. If you want to go for a lot of stability, you would put Chronomancer, something like that. But that's not the case. It's just like all the classes are doing exactly the same, providing H's, providing stability, providing healing, providing conic lenses. If you can do that, you are a good healer. If you can't, you are a bad healer. That's just not, it's very black or white design, and I don't like that. I want to have some kind of gray area where you switch depending on the encounter. That's what I like. But apparently Arena wouldn't agree with that. That's okay. Yeah, glad that you think so, Billy. I really appreciate that kind comment. Really appreciate it. Obviously, I try to put more content out, so maybe more people appreciate that as well in the future. The damage. I mean, I shouldn't go melee in a Zerg fight, I guess, as a full damage Willbender. I get so much passive damage here from random AoEs. It's actually crazy. No. Oh. Nice, we got someone. I think we vibed though, that's the problem. Maybe we can get this guy again, because then he's insta-dead. Nice. We got them. No, now I'm dead as well. Sad. I tried my best. I got one person. That's good enough. So, I think it's time for the giveaway. It's time for the next giveaway. I hope you're all in. Hope you're all in. Last chance, last minute. I will draw the giveaway winner now. Exclamation mark ticket or enter in the chat. You have to be a Twitch follower to win. Subscribers get 3 times the luck. And thanks for all the follows. I will now pull the giveaway winner in a little bit. Just 30 more seconds. Let's good luck to everyone. We will give away 125 gold. And if you're not winning, don't worry. There will be another chance. It's only for people on Twitch, final one. It's a Twitch giveaway today because we want to celebrate my Twitch milestone. That's it. By the way, if you have any questions, and I didn't answer them because I didn't see them in chat. Just write them again. It's not some kind of bad practice. I just didn't see it. I did not ignore you. So please ask them again. Okay, it's time. I will pull it now. And the winner is Anime PC. Congrats to you. Let me know your account name in chat. Let me know your account name in chat. Then you will get the 125 gold. You had a 2% chance roughly of winning, so not that bad. And don't worry, we will do another giveaway after this one. Just let me send the gold out first and I will start it up. Don't worry, another one coming out soon. Just please send me your account name, Guild Wars 2 account name, Anime. So that I can send the gold. Nice, very good. Fundrail wants to do a collaboration. Very good, very good. I like that. That sounds like a cool idea. I think the few left content creators really have to talk to each other and have fun and discuss stuff. I think that would really improve the game for sure. They said no and left. I guess we don't know where they are. So hopefully you're here. If you're not there, we have to reroll and you have another chance. Everyone else, I guess. So let's see what's going on. Again, you can see your name on the screen right now. Just send me your account name, Anine, and you will get the gold. It's on the top right-hand screen. You should see who is the winner. But apparently the person is not answering, so we will give it 1 more minute and then we will pull another one. I didn't leave the giveaway for that much longer, so it's not like I left it for 3 hours and I can't expect everyone to stay for that long. It was like half an hour, so I guess that's if it's like in 1 minute not shown up the person, we will just do a reroll. That's sadly how it goes. I don't want to be mean or anything, but that are the rules. That are the rules. Yeah, another one who changed their account. Top right-hand corner, you can see who won. It's Anime PC, something like that. You can't see? What? Really? Should be visible. Should be visible for everyone. Yes. Good. Under the shine coin, exactly. Exactly. It should not be too hard to see. I agree. Yeah, I guess the minute is over. I guess the minute is over. Then we will do a reroll. That's how it goes. Sorry. And it's Zamzara. You won the giveaway. Congrats to you. We are just the last one who entered. I guess that's again very lucky. It's the very good. I mean, I don't know. It's not rigged or anything. You know, 2 times the last person who entered. I really don't know what's happening today. Having 8 bombs in a row and fractals and then instantly re-rolling twice the person. Oh, now you're here. I mean, I don't know exactly. I can't re-roll the rules. You know, it's just like I waited for like 3 minutes. That's the sad part. I'm sorry. I'm really sorry. I'm sorry. So, Samsara, if you are here, please let me know your account name. You are now the lucky person. So, Anime sent you your gold apparently. That's how it goes. That's how it goes. I'm really sorry. I don't want to be mean here. That's just sadly, you know, at some point I have to make the decision. It's really sad. It was saying it failed to win because the giveaway was at this point closed, but it recognized it. That's how it works. The giveaway is actually really lenient in that sense. So some server, please let me know your account name. Otherwise I have to re-roll again. Or I will just give it to anime at this point if you're not here. There we go. Congrats to you. And I will open another giveaway. What? Is that really your account name? Because I can't send it to you. Are you sure? The numbers are correct as well, because apparently it's impossible to send. I have currently those graphic settings. There is no giveaway currently at the moment. Those are my graphic settings. So typically in World vs. World, I effect LOD and my character model limit at low. If I'm playing World PvP, I'm switching to medium and effect LOD off. Okay, there we go. I was wondering what's the problem. Now I have to wait a minute. Oh my god, that messaging system is so horrible in Guild Wars 2. How valuable is World vs. World Weekly? So let me explain it. I think it's decently valued. You get 8 gold if you do it fully. You get decent amount of tickets passively, yeah. If you need to go for World vs. World legendary stuff, you get a lot of tickets passively. That's the good part. But it's not good gold per hour if you want to farm it for gold. It's really like you want to get that passively while playing World vs. World. If you enjoy it anyway, it's very good. It just gives you passive more tickets and more gold. That's it. If you want to get it actively just for the 8 gold, better go in a different game mode and play it there. It's really like passively for more tickets. That's the good thing. If you just play it anyway, then it's good. Yeah. Yeah, good thing no one else had this account name. Yeah, now I just have to wait until the 1 minute or so is over, because I'm apparently spamming the messaging mail system without sending any mails. Just trying to send mails is enough to spam. Yeah. Don't worry. I will send it to you. Have to wait it. Have to wait a bit. That's just Guild Wars 2 RMT prevention or something like that, but I don't know, it just takes a while. Yeah, exactly. I'm such a big gold seller for trying to send my gold to someone, but I'm not able to do so. Fireworks is better on Power Virtuoso because you don't spam your CC skills that often. On Power Chronomancer, however, you use Claw. It depends a bit on how many triggers you have for that. On Chronomancer, you have way more than on Virtuoso. That's why you put Fireworks there. You need to have 100% uptime of Claw to make it worthwhile. That's the thing. Just started playing this game today? Nice, very good, Benny. That's what we want, more new players. If you have any questions, please let me know. Okay, so now let's send it. There we go. We did it. I will open another one now. Give me a second before you spam. And there we go, it's open. Last giveaway of today, exclamation mark ticket in the chat, exclamation mark enter works as well. And you have to be a Twitch follower to win, subscribers get double the luck. No problem. Glad to give you something. I see you all want to win here. That's good, that's good. That's why we're here. You have to be the last to win. maybe that's how it works. Then you have to be really, careful to not wait too long, otherwise the giveaway is over. But I mean, you could try to snipe the last position, Yesterday it wasn't like that, but maybe today is the case, Once per person is enough. You don't have to spam enter. It's just one enough. RNG is RNG, exactly. That's how it goes. I still doubt, though, however, that the 8 bombs in the fractal in a row that I got was actually RNG. I think there was some kind of bug or some hidden mechanic going on that I got it all the time. Because 8 in a row, like 5 people, that's like 20% times 8. It's like really low percentage. I think this is not possible. I'm not sure. Yeah, RNG hates me. I can tell you, Vatuman, that it's actually I know what you are talking about. I opened 2,000 blackline chests. Yeah? I don't want to spoil the outcome. If you want to see that video, check out my YouTube channel. 2,000 blackline chests, but I know what RNG means. I really know. So there is no daily task for World vs. World. You only get the weekly things that you can do. And if you have the Wizard's Vault, you can do Wizard's Vault daily at things, but they will not help you progress the legendary armor. At least not directly. You will get some gold, which will obviously help, but that's it. So the Wizard's Vault is really just a feature that can be used to get some World vs. World gold, but it's not something that you get any faster with the tickets. Yes. Ooh, really? Oh, that's actually painful. If you really only get in 2.5 hour, only 3 ambergris, that's actually insane. Okay, that's a Condi Berserker. I have to be a bit careful because they have a lot of Condi damage. Yeah, I mean, now it's too many people for this guy. Yes, I will play Chrono after this. Yes, I will. I will do a strike mission run. Yes. Yeah, I'm really sorry, Haroon. I don't want to stop you from farming Blackline keys, but this video I did, you know, it's an honest opinion on how valuable Blackline keys are, and it's just my opinion. It might be that it's not very, I don't know, not everyone has the same experience, but for me, and I did quite a lot of them, open them, it's like, yeah, I wouldn't recommend it. Let's put it like that. But if you want to know more, watch this video and you will see why it's like that. Yeah. Yeah, I saved like years of money to buy this with gold. I was really like buying gold, or I was getting gold in game, playing the game, getting gold, spending it on gems and purchasing the keys. That was like really a big time investment. And sadly, it paid off to some extent, but not as big as I hoped. That's the thing. Yeah, exactly. I didn't have that big amount of RNG, I would say, but you know, that's just how it goes. Sometimes you're lucky, sometimes you are even more lucky, or not lucky. That's just how it goes. So let's go for some strike missions on Chronomancer, I guess. Yeah, I had, the thing is, why I was doing it back then when I opened it, that's why I made so much gold. I was going for the Blackline statuettes, and I used the Blackline statuettes to go for the guaranteed, there's it, guaranteed wardrobe unlock, and currently I don't have any items, that's why I can't preview it anymore. I have everything unlocked in the guaranteed wardrobe unlock. That was the goal, so that now my guaranteed, or my wardrobe rather, is really filled. You can see I have still some skins missing, but I have a lot of skins unlocked. That was the main goal, yes. But of course, if you want to go for gold, it's not worth it. Am I in the correct thing? Yes. Yeah, we will draw the giveaway winner after this run. So you have like 20 minutes, half an hour or something. Yes, there are a lot of skins actually in the guaranteed wardrobe unlock that you can't get with it. Either because they are too new, because it takes, I don't know, a few months until they put it back in there. Or just skins in general that they don't want to put in there. I can show you some skins are just not in there. So some festival skins, some skins are just not obtainable at all in the game. Some skins are from achievements. Some skins like this one is like an ascended or legendary armor piece, something that you only can get if you get a tournament win or something like that. That's like good. And what else do we have? There are a lot of skins, especially for weapons. For example, if one of the really annoying ones is like, where is it? There's some kind of Tequatl skins. I don't know how they are called. In the end, I want to go for all of them, of course, but it's delusional. I will never reach that. But there is also some kind of Tequatl skins. I don't know how they are called. But those are really hard to get because you have to get them, the Tequatl's horde, from the Tequatl boss in the world. And you can only get it once a day, but the chance of getting it is really low. And you have to get like 18 or 19 of those boxes to get all the skins. It's actually impossible to get. I have like one of those for the pistol, I think. That's really like... It's quite hard, yeah. So some of the skins can be really annoying to get, for sure. But what can you do, you know? What can you do? So what do we have here? Probably Alacrity heal. Nice, Phil. So I have on my YouTube channel guides for Celestial, and oops, give me a second, then I will answer the question. So I have on my YouTube channel multiple Celestial healer guides that are, so to say, very worthwhile to run as a healer that also do DPS. So 20k Celestial skirts, you can check that one out. Just type !builds in the Twitch chat and you will get a list of all my build guides that I have, and then you can find also the Celestial healers there. I would recommend Celestial Skirts and Celestial Spectre. Those two are really, really good as Celestial builds. But you can even play a low intensity Hammer Alacrity Willbender, which also does some decent damage as well. Yeah. For open world, Celestial is absolutely insane. And for world versus world, it's also quite good on a lot of builds. But I would say in group content, typically Celestial builds are not as good as other healer builds. So healer, it's really just Scourge and Spectre that can make use out of the Celestial stats very well. Sure, come in. I would say Celestial Scourge can be really good and Celestial Spectre if you know that either that you can tank or if you just know that you don't need a tank in this fight, for example, then it can be worthwhile. I didn't make the Aurochs yet because it was really expensive and I currently already have a legendary backpack, you know, so for me it's just for the skin at this point. And I really want to, you know, first of all, if I don't need the legendary because I already have it, like I have the slot filled, then I use it only if I have the money to spend right now. And currently I'm spending a lot of money on my giveaways, as you can see. And I also think for me right now, it's like not urgent. So I wait and it drops down in price over the next few weeks and I will purchase it then. Yes, that's my guy. Exactly. I wouldn't spend it like double the amount of gold just to get it right now because I don't even use it. It's just for the skin. Yeah. Yeah, Celestial Chronomancer I would say is not good. That's the problem. Celestial Chronomancer is really not that good. You can play it, but it's really not providing that much value. Your damage is not that much higher than with Harrier. So I guess almost everyone is here. Yeah, I think as Mesmer you play either Greatsword Spear or Spear, or Spear, Sword, Shield, something like that. Yeah, in World vs. World, that's what I would play. So what am I? Alacrity heal? Yes, that sounds good. Plague Doctor is like really weird. I don't know. Maybe someone in chat has an idea what works with Plague Doctor, but I think Plague Doctor is like perfectly made for Scourge. Everything else, I don't know. I really have to think about what actually works. Maybe Firebrand, maybe. But at this point, I would say probably not. It's really like Firebrand works very well with Ritualist and to some extent with Celestial, but Scourge is really the only class that works actually. Maybe Harbinger, maybe, but I really feel like it's not a very common gear stat for a reason, because not a lot of classes actually make use out of it. Maybe, yeah, Spectre. I guess Spectre. Yeah, I guess. Yeah. But it's also like typically I would say, yes, you can make it work. And I think it works decently, but I think there's no reason to go for Plague Doctor over Celestial or over full Harrier or something. I think the reason is a little bit missing there, in my opinion. Yeah, Ritualist Spectre is okay again as well. I think Ritualist, Celestial, all those slots can be interchanged a little bit, but it depends a bit on what kind of playstyle you want to be. Ritualist is really good if you don't want to be the tank and still want to have some tankiness because of the vitality. But don't forget that you lose, so to say, a little, that you can't have any healing power on Ritualist. So it's not perfect for a lot of situations. Which is okay, you know, not everything has to be for every situation. It's not like Chronomancer where everything works like perfectly on every single build. Yeah, Celestial is just absolutely broken in PvE, you know. It gives also a lot of boon duration, it gives toughness, it gives everything in one stat. It's like so much usefulness, that's why it's so broken, especially in open world, especially in solo builds. It's really, really good there. No, toughness. I'm sorry for my pronunciation. Yeah, it's boon DPS gear, I guess you're right, but I feel like typically you go for full DPS, like full Berserker, full Viper, and you have the same amount of boon uptime, or enough boon uptime of your quickness alacrity, so that it's really not necessary. That's the problem. If it would be like you had to go for example, for some kind of boon duration in a build, then Ritualist suddenly becomes very valuable. But it's not. It's like you can play like 90%, 95% of the classes have full boon uptime on quickness alacrity with full offensive stats, no boon duration at all. And I think this is another balancing issue, I would say. I think that should be the case. You should have high boon duration to actually provide perma quickness, so that you are forced to lose some damage and invest it in boon duration. That's not the case right now, and that means that those gear stats are typically not useful. That's just the truth, yeah. Since Alliances, I've only been in matchups where I get double teamed, never won a single match. What's wrong with World versus World? Yeah, the Alliance system has its pros and has its cons, and one of the cons is that it's very, so to say, stompy. Sometimes you have a team that is really bad and will always lose, and sometimes you have a matchup where it's really easy because you are just completely farming them. It's way more extreme than before the Alliances, and if you are not in a really good guild that fights a lot of other guilds as well, that might feel really bad then. It's really like a hit or miss thing. That's the sad part. Scourge has like 10% boon overcap without Ritualist gear, so it's very hard to have 100% uptime. Yes, you're right. Maybe some classes are harder punished than others. I think this is not the good thing because, for example, Chronomancer and what else is there? Catalyst has crazy overcap, like insane. And Scourge, currently Berserker, don't have that, and they are punished with that. Yeah, because you can't upkeep it in situations where it's a little bit chaotic, where you have downtime. That's punishable. But I feel like that should be the case, in my opinion. You should be punished for not having boon duration. I think this should be the case. Sadly, it's not for every class, and then it's unfair, and that's not what I like. So I really hope they will do that, but they probably will not change that in the future. It's more likely that every single class will get buffed to 150% boon uptime. Probably. Yeah, that's not a good thing. I feel you, Curry. I feel you. Yeah, some specs have it way easier than others, and that's not a very healthy design decision. It's really like you want to have a balancing where you have a reason to pick every class in some situation. But right now it feels like some classes are just so good at everything that there is no real reason to pick any other class over this class. It's just really sad, in my opinion. You can play it, don't get me wrong, you can do it, but it's not, there is no reason to do so other than just having fun. And in a lot of situations, people don't play a class only for fun. They want also the highest amount of success rate. And that's just not always, yeah, working well with each other. Yes, I can show my Mesmer outfit. This is just the one for my current healing, but I have a lot of them. I have like 9 build templates and they equipment templates, and they all have different weapons and different skins. I can show it after this run. Yeah. Power builds are heavily disadvantaged when needing boon duration. Yes and no. Yes and no. I feel like they are disadvantaged in terms of gearing. You're right. But in terms of how valuable they are, in a lot of situations, they are more valuable because they have burst damage, whereas a Condi build doesn't. So typically you want to have burst damage builds all the time. And therefore I think it's okay to have a little bit harder time gearing because you have an inherent advantage over a Condi build because you're way more bursty. I think that's a good design, but sadly that's not always the case. That's the problem. It's not, so to say, the homogeneity of classes doesn't go above the boons that they output. It's just the boons, and it's not about how they acquire those boons. That's the problem. Yeah, obviously, that's if you don't have full legendary, that's a little bit annoying. I guess I agree, but I mean that's just how it goes. Legendary is the ultimate convenience. So if you can get that, really good. If you don't have it, you have to have a little bit less convenience things. That's just how it goes, I guess. It will become easier to apply alacrity after 24th, so you have 2 free equipment templates. Good point. Good point. They will actually buff it quite a lot, but I will also try out different builds as well. So my equipment templates are always in use. It's like I have so many on my PvE characters. I have a lot of them. Yeah, but it's okay. You know, I want to try out different builds, even with full legendary. What are they doing? I'm not sure if we can get gold anymore. Why are they all dead? Then Condi DPS builds should do more damage across the boards versus power builds. Yeah, I think that's true. I mean, I made a recent video about this where I talked about what Condi is and what power is and why this is so, let's say, wrong in that sense. Because I personally think that the balancing should be like Condi builds should have higher in total DPS than a power build, because a power build has more burst, so it's useful in shorter fights. I also think that builds that are melee should do more damage than ranged builds. And I also think that should not depend if it's a ranged or power build. If it's a power build should be ranged, a power build can be melee, it doesn't matter. I think this should be handled the same. It's always about power and versus Condi and ranged versus melee, and not versus like combining Condi and melee, Condi and range together and power and melee. I think this is not a healthy design. That a lot of power builds in Guild Wars 2 nowadays are melee, whereas a lot of Condi builds have a really higher amount of range in there. That's not a good thing, and that should not be the case. But that's just my take. ArenaNet doesn't agree with this, apparently. Otherwise, they would have changed that already. I'm very excited for this patch as well, Manison. I'm with you. I have a lot of cool ideas that I want to try out after the patch, for sure. Yeah, if you play typically like Chronomancer and stuff, you play Harrier, which has a lot of power on there because it's the main stat, and you deal actually a decent amount of damage still. If you go for full Minstrel, for example, you actually don't have crazy good amount of damage output at all, and then it's like you are really just there for the healing. In some fights, you actually want some damage as well, and then it's a little bit annoying to play that. Yeah. There we go, the healing, the overlay works again. Very good. So we have a giveaway currently going for our Twitch viewers. You have a Twitch follower, then you can enter, or you can win rather. If you are a subscriber, you get 3 times the luck. Just type ! ticket or ! enter. You can join. Enter. Yeah, heal spec and heal Tempest changes will be really fun, I agree. That will be really fun to play different builds. I agree. It's not for everyone, yeah, but I agree. Hello? Last person? I'm still hoping they put some region in Spectre Shroud. That would be cool. I'm not sure if it's like guaranteed that. I mean, in my opinion, it would. I don't know. I feel like it's okay to not have permanent region uptime right now, because if you have a lot of other healing values, then it's okay. But for a healer to compete against Chronomancer, so you have to have permanent region, of course. So I think if you can't upkeep it without having any boons in the shroud, like region, then it's a little bit annoying. I agree. Let's see if that's possible. It depends a bit on the numbers and the boon duration that you have. They will make apply alacrity in Shroud easier. I mean, it depends. I mean, it's what do you mean with easier? I would say it's only on the 2 skill as far as I know. So it's easier because you only have to press one button now, but you have to press this button consistently. You can't just spam all your skills and apply alacrity. You really have to press this button in particular to make that work. So I think it's just a change in general. It's not really like easier or harder. It's just a general change. Welcome, Arthur. Welcome, welcome. Good afternoon to you. I'm really curious to see how much alacrity will get based. I predict something like 5 seconds in PvE. I think it will be really, really high. Oh, no, probably 3 or something. 5 is too much. Probably 3. Yeah. Because they want you to be able to blade it on alacrity Condi Spectre as well without having to invest in a lot of boon duration. And don't want to spend you all the time in Shroud. So I'm pretty sure this will be the case. Yeah, the auto attacks are actually the most important part about playing Alacrity and Spectre. And I think this really has to be like insane. Otherwise, you have to camp Shroud all the time. And I think this is not where you want to be. You don't want to have a spec that only is in Shroud. And that's the only thing that keeps you, so to say, from losing Alacrity. I think that's not something that we want. So I'm pretty sure it will be a really high number. There we go. Do you know when you recorded the fractal runs for your recent CM videos? I think it was last week. Or yeah, it was last week. In last week, yeah. Yeah, last week. Yeah, if it's 3 seconds, I think that might be too low for elect DPS. But I feel like if it's 5 seconds, that would be also way too insane for if you run full boon support Spectre, then you would use 2 or 3 and you would have permanent uptime. I think maybe it's 4, the middle ground. Could be. I don't know. I think they should really tell us the numbers beforehand. I really think so. Really, it's 5 seconds to compete. That's actually crazy, because then it's like for boon, full 100% boon, Alacrity Spectre, Healing Spectre, it's like you press 2 buttons and have permanent uptime. It's actually crazy then. But I guess that's how they have to do it. That's a weird thing. If only one button provides Alacrity, then you have to balance it really weirdly. It's really weird, I guess. Yeah, I agree. The Spectre supporting in Zergs is not that easy. Yeah, but I think that will not change too much with the patch. We don't have any news on the PvP population issue. No, none at all. We don't have any news apparently on Guild Wars 2 in general. So I can't give you any positive or negative news, Arthur, sadly. Yeah, it's true. I think the Spectre change will be really impactful. It changes a lot of how you play Spectre, which is, in my opinion, I'm happy to see changes. I would say for me personally, it's might not be the most anticipated changes by a lot of Spectre players, because it changes completely how you play, and it might also be able to completely negate how you build your build in the future. But I guess at least we get some buffs. I think Spectre will be better if you, in most situations, at least Heal Spectre will be definitely better. So we will see how that turns out in the future. Maybe I'm completely wrong. Maybe they did some last minute changes. They often do that. So we will see. We will see. Yeah, I don't think they make some functional changes to Scepter. I'm pretty sure that's not in the patch. Yeah, if you agree with you there, Trevor, then that's probably then you will be happy with the Spectre changes. Yeah, I guess that's completely fine. I think not everyone would agree probably, but I'm happy that we get changes, and I think overall it's probably buffs. So that's a good thing. Spectre will be probably a really good healer after the patch. It's already a quite good healer, and it will be even better after the patch, I'm pretty sure. And it will probably be also quite decent Alacrity DPS, which it already is. So I think it's in general just straight up good changes that will be a little bit annoying for people that don't want to change their gear around. That might be the case, but I guess it's still at least some buffs, you know. If you look at I don't know, for whatever reason you could also play Heal Harbinger. That one doesn't get that crazy buffs, even though the staff buffs also help this one. So I guess only Heal Deadeye is the only build that can't be played, I guess. Yeah, don't forget to enter the giveaway. We only have the Dragon Storm now. After that, we will pull the giveaway winner, ! Enter or ticket in the chat. You have to be a Twitch follower to win. Subscribers get 3 times the luck. So did we do everything? We did the bears, we did the Frania, we did the thing. Yes, we did everything. Very good. So let's go for Dragonstorm. There we go. Yeah, I think Heal Deadeye, I think personally that might be a hot take, but personally I think it doesn't need to have a healer on each class. Or, elite, you know, every elite spec doesn't have to be played as a healer. I think Deadeye, Harbinger, they are completely fine without having a healer in their kit. It's just not meant to be played like that. I think that's completely fair. That's like the same as for, personally I would say, Virtuoso should not have been like completely power Condi and should also have some healer in there. I think that should not be the case. So yeah, what can I say? Personally, I think it's too much in one kit is too much. You know, it should not have everything in one kit. Thanks a lot for the Prime Vex. Really appreciate it. You will get higher luck in the giveaway now. Thanks a lot. Yeah, you get a very little amount of shards. That's actually true. I'm always surprised that I have like, I don't know, 12k shards or something, even though I do it very frequently. I have 12k shards only. It's actually not that much. I agree, it's actually not that much. Yeah, let me know your conflicting question. Please let me know. Salt. Yeah, I think personally they should not push every single thing on specs. So personally, I would say pushing a Condi DPS, a power DPS, and a healer in each spec is absolute insanity. And I personally think it's completely okay to say Spellbreaker or Dragon Hunter, for example, is a very good example. Dragon Hunter is a power DPS. That's it. It's not a healer, it's not a support, it's a power DPS. It should not be a Condi DPS, it should be a power DPS. I think that's completely fine. Why do you have to have every single idea of a build in every single elite spec? That's, in my opinion, too much. But what can I say? Do you need to own Iceblood Saga to do the Iceblood Saga strike missions? Yes, you do. Yes, you do. The only strike mission that you can get in the core game is, funnily enough, is Old Lion's Court. That one is actually core, and you can actually play it without having any expansion. As far as I know, at least. I never tried, of course, because I have all the expansions, but yes. Yeah, that's not completely true. Heal Warrior, Heal Berserker is actually underrated. Even Heal Bladezone is actually okay. I would say Heal Bladezone is a little bit of a meme, but Heal Berserker is actually quite good. After the patch, it will actually be really good. I think it will be very, very underrated how good this build is after the patch. I will showcase it very surely on stream as well. It's very underrated how good that one is. Yeah, it has some weaknesses, yes, but it's actually not that bad. Yeah. I mean, it depends a bit. I personally do it quite regularly, and I think at least the Iceblood Saga 5 stride missions actually give you like 15 gold or something if you sell all the materials that you get consistently. So for me, it's actually quite worthwhile. It's a good gold income. Just doing 20 minutes of strike missions that I enjoy doing for 15 gold, that's good. That's a good gold per hour. Oops. Should not read chat while I try to heal my group here. What's your favorite range DPS class in the lead spec? I personally like Conditioned Renegade a lot. I think Conditioned Renegade is not considered a classical range class, but I think this is one of my favorites Condi builds in the whole game. Sadly, it's not as good anymore as it once was. Back in Path of Fire, when it came out, it was like insane amount of damage. It was like 2-3k above everything else, and it was so good. It was really, really good. Like 2 years after Path of Fire or something, it was the meta build, and it's really fun. I really like that one. And Virtuoso is, I think, a very fun build in PvE as well as a range build. I'm not sure. I'm pretty sure if you have done this is not a classical strike mission. If you have done this one before, then you own at least parts of the Iceblood Saga strike mission. For the Iceblood Saga 5 strike mission, maybe you have a different one to own. But for this one, you have to own at least one part of it. I think the Champions, I think that's the last one, where you get this instance unlock, yeah. It's a world boss. Okay, that might explain it, yeah. I'm not like very accustomed to which is actually in which expansion because I have all of them. I'm a veteran after all. So I can't tell you which is like necessary to unlock one. Yeah. Pairbow Ranger is the only correct answer. Yeah, maybe. Don't forget to enter the giveaway. You only have like, I don't know, 5 more minutes until we are done with those 2 bosses here. Longbow Untamed for the win. I think this is actually a really fun build. It was really, really good in World vs. World at some point, but then they nerfed the ambush skill, and sadly now it's okay, but it's not even close to being as broken as it once was, because this is actually a really fun design that you can run 2 longbows to get use of the ambush thing and reset. It's really a really fun idea. Sadly, it's not working that well anymore, but it's a really cool idea. Data is clearly the correct choice for range builds. I think Data is really fun, but I'm not a big, like, don't get me wrong here, but I'm not a big Data fan in a lot of situations, because it's a little bit like punishing you for having some kind of cleave that you need to do. And in a lot of encounters, like even in strike missions and especially in fractals and even in some raids, there is some kind of cleave going on, and then Deadeye falls off drastically with the rival. And that's why I don't really enjoy it that much. But of course, you can still play it. Oh my god, we lost our quickness. But Unload Deadeye is so easy to play, it's actually insane. But I'm talking also about the rival 43, 44k DPS that is really, really good, but you need to have a single target only. That's the issue there. I have a build guide about the rival mechanist as well. I think mine is the most recent one as far as I know. I uploaded it just, I think, a few weeks ago when the newest balance patch came out, so be sure to check that one out. ! builds in the chat. There's a link to the spreadsheet where you can find all the builds that I have. Yes. Is it possible to make Chronomancer build that can easily solo all world champions? Yeah. Yes. I mean, you can't solo world bosses, but you can solo a lot of bouncies and that kind of stuff. I have a really good Chronomancer power, but an even better condition build. Like I said, it's in my spreadsheet. Can't announce it way too often. It's just a really good spreadsheet where every single build is in there. Yeah, exactly. Minimal cleave, minimal burst, minimal movement, minimal utility. Yeah, that's just the data in a nutshell. Yeah, I agree. But it has crazy good damage if you can pull it off. Yeah. Yeah, maybe you're right there, Havoc. Maybe you're right there, but I don't know. I'm not let's say, an Untamed expert that can tell you this is instantly buffing Longbow. I would really think it's a really fun build if they would do that. But I'm not sure. I think Longbow is just, I don't know. It's not that good. That's the problem. I feel like longbow is really like has some issues in PvE. It's just too bursty and doesn't have any long-term DPS. You are stuck on the weapon after all for 9 seconds or 8 seconds or something, and you don't have enough damage on the auto attack, for example. So I don't know. I feel like in PvE, longbow is I don't see it. Yeah, most of the time. But it's a really cool design for sure. I think it's, in my opinion, longbow should be buffed on ranger into some extent, or at least brought to some kind of usefulness in some builds, because right now it really is like completely overshadowed by almost all other power weapons. That's the sad part. And I really want to use my kutsu at some point, and I really feel like that's sadly not possible if no ranger gets to use longbow. Yeah. I don't want to answer to this question. I can't tell you. I can't tell you, Echo Fox. I can't tell you. It's true. But for example, Staff Mirage can be played because of the energy and ambush mechanic. And I feel like it's not always the best option, but I personally think it's an interesting choice, especially for low intensity builds, to have something like that. That's why I would say this is actually an interesting build design. But yeah, of course, you're right. It's obviously from cooldown perspective, obviously it's always better to have different weapons because then they don't share the same cooldowns. Yeah. Yeah, power soul beast can be useful with longbow, but I feel like nowadays X offhand is just so good, and you don't typically run it anymore. That's like, it's still decent, you can do it, but it's not necessary on all the soul beast builds. Yeah, I think Pharos is amazing. I have it as well. I think Pharos is a really, really cool weapon, but I don't use it on a lot of classes. That's the problem. I use it like on 2 builds and I don't play them that often. That's the problem. Yes, the one is with the bug and the endless tonic. Yes, that's correct. There are no, I mean, you can play this without the bug and you will be decent as well, but it's with the, it's not the bug, it's like the, you avoid the bug, you know, that's the problem. There is a bug and you avoid it. It's not like you're abusing anything and you're just trying to find a way to actually use this correctly. So yeah, I would say personally for me, it's like, this is the best option. But you can't do any other way, yeah. So last chance for the giveaway. Then we will draw the winner in like 1 minute. Yeah, exactly. Longbow is really good, but hammer is a little bit more fun. And Dragon Hunt, that's the same, yeah. Yeah, I mean, it's completely fine. I mean, in Guild Wars 2, as long as you fill your role, if you're DPS and you deal decent DPS, if you're quickness, you want to apply quickness to your group, all of that stuff, if you fill your role, you can easily go for some kind of meme build that is not like absolutely meta, and I think you will be fine. You know, that's the important part here. Yeah, like I said, you have to be a Twitch follower to win, and subscribers get 3 times the luck. So let's see who wins. Let's see who wins. No way. You won again. How can, what? That's crazy. Congrats to you. I mean, that's RNG. That's RNG. That's crazy. Rigged. I mean, if you're still here, you get it. That's crazy. I mean, that's how it goes. That's crazy. Congrats. Let me know your account name again. I don't have it saved. I'm really sorry for all the guys that did not win. That's just how it goes. It's RNG after all. That's RNG. I don't know. I mean, I don't know. It's like I would just disencourage people to join the giveaway again, and I feel like that's not fair, you know. It's like life is like that. If you roll the dice and you roll the dice twice in a row and you're very lucky, you win. That's just how it goes. But I guess I could make it in next giveaways, like you said, that you can only win once a day. Guess we can do that in the future. But I personally think that's how it goes. You know, everyone has the same chance. It doesn't matter if they already won or not. That I don't want to have like some kind of list where I see who already won. I think that's in my opinion not fair to anyone that is regular on stream. But like I said, we will do more giveaways in the future. Samsara, please let me know your account name again. I think it's fun that people can win multiple times. Yeah, I guess it's fun as well, yeah. I mean, you won twice, Samsara, so please let me know your account name. I mean, it's showing how many entrances are there, and it was not the same number, so it was like a different. I was actually refreshing my cache. I did that, Echo Fox. I did that, so just to make sure. But it did not get it. It was just like it works like that. Yeah. I have not tested Bearball Rangers. I think it's actually the DPS if you just spam the auto tag will be probably like, I don't know, 7k if you would run Berserker or something like that. But it will not be that good. Yeah. So I got you, Saltmeyer. I got you. Good try though. Spear has decent cleave on Thief, yes, and Staff Daredevil in particular is actually okay with the cleave as well. It's a melee build, but it has decent cleave, yeah. Typically, it's like Spear or Staff. Those two weapons are actually decent. At least in PvE, for the most part. Yeah. So someone wanted to see my skins. I can show that while I'm waiting for the account name. So this is one skin set. This is another one. This is another one. I played that one quite often. And congrats again. And what else do we have here? It's the same that we had already. That one is quite nice. It's also interesting. Just a random collection of skins that I have. That one is also quite nice. Just random skins. Yeah, see you. Okay, sorry. Sorry, that's how it goes. Just some random collection of skins that I use all the time. Yeah, thanks all for joining the giveaways. Sorry that if you didn't win. That's just how it goes. We will do more in the future. Don't worry. And yeah, that's how it goes. Yeah, I'm sorry. It's really like you can clearly see why it has have a different color scheme than all the others. You know, like this and this is always the same. Why does it not have the same colors? Maybe because I copy and pasted it and then was too lazy to change all the colors back. Maybe that was the reason. Yeah, it's like I'm just someone that is like I'm using the wardrobe feature like once for my character and then I'm not changing it ever again, like ever. It's like really insane. I have so many skins and I use like none of them because I never change it. It's actually insane. I don't even know why I go for all the skins. It's just like, I guess at this point I'm just a completionist, yeah. That's the fun part. I forgive you if I do the fractal CMs with you. I actually did a really nice run earlier with a really decent group. So it was very good group, very good DPS, and just a very greedy group that did not do any mechanics, and therefore we just wiped sometimes because they did not do any mechanics. That was insane. So I would say good DPS, bad mechanics. So very insane, very fun to watch, I guess. Ah, you're still here. Okay, that's good. Oh, okay, that's good. I change it every hour I play, I swear. That's crazy. You know, the interesting part is, for me personally, I have like a lot of those, how's it called? Transmutation charges. You know, I have like insane amount of those because I don't change those. I have like on my characters in total like 8k or something. And I don't need those because I don't change them at all. And even if I did, I have full legendary, so I can easily do that. So for me, it's like absolutely insane that people run out of transmutation charges. But if you change it every hour, I guess you run out of them if you don't have full legendary. Yes, I guess. Your characters look homeless half of the time. I mean, I guess I'm in the same boat. My characters are like I just have a skin on a specific character that I like to use, and that's about it, you know. For example, if I go to my necromancer, it's the same. They have like, I have like 6 different build templates or even more, or equipment templates, and they look almost always the same. It's just the same setup, just a little bit different colored, maybe a little thing changed, but that's about it. Yeah, that's the first look, and then I have a different look on a different thing. Yeah, it's a little bit different, but it looks always quite similar, and that's really funny to me that I don't really care too much about changing all that stuff. It's actually crazy. But the legendary armor helps a lot with that. I just put on the armor, change the skins once, and then I leave it like that. And that's funny because I have like for the light armor classes, I have like all 3. I have PvE, open world, raids, and the how's it called, PvP one, and I don't use those skins ever. I use any other skin. Like oftentimes I even use an outfit only. It's actually crazy. So I'm not a skin player in that sense. I farmed the Dragonfall map and got the heavy blossoming mist shard set, and that will be my look for the next 4 years. That's okay. You know, if you like that one, sure. I think that's a cool thing. You don't have to engage with that system if you don't want to. I'm just a collector and I don't engage with the system as well. So yeah, that's just how it goes. Yeah, and with that, I think I will also end today's stream. Thanks a lot for watching. Sorry for all the people that did not win. Don't worry, there will be more giveaways in the future. Have a very nice evening. See you around. Have a great rest of the week. Thanks a lot for watching. Be sure to check out my YouTube channel. And thanks for all the follows and subs. Really appreciate it. See you around. Take care. Thanks a lot for watching.